Evening, everyone. Hope you had a good night, because we are going to do some Danganronpa. Let's get this started. Alright, I'm still investigating. Happy 420 SpongeBob. Happy 420 SpongeBob! Didn't even realize I rescheduled this on a 420. I better blaze it. Let's see, let me talk to Sakura. There were many aspects of this incident this time. Too many, to be honest. Considering that it may be good to look back on everything that happened.
So then...
Would you like my help? Don't have much of a choice now, do I, Sakura? Yeah, let's get back on things. This morning, only 4 of us met up at the dining hall. Hina, Kyoko, you, and myself. I'm not gonna finish that. We waited for the others, but nobody showed up, so we decided to go look for them. It was around 8 o'clock when we began our search. And soon after we split up, Kyoko disappeared. After that, Hina found Celestia in the rec room. On the 3rd floor, they quickly came and got you and me. It's you and I. According to Celeste, she was attacked by a suspicious individual and lay unconscious for about an hour. In other words, she was attacked an hour before we found her, meaning just after 7 o'clock. Based on the picture Celeste took, we discovered her attacker was dressed in a strange costume. And it was Robo Justice. It also became clear that this Robo Justice had dragged Hifumi away. After meeting up with Toko and Byakuya, we began searching for the costume assailant. We found an injured Hifumi in the library on the 2nd floor. We took him down to the nurse's office on the 1st floor, then resumed our search. But not long after not long after leaving the nurse's office. What's wrong? I saw a shadow. Something moving in class 6756. Based on Celeste's claims, we went back up to the 2nd floor, where we split up and began searching. Alright, gang, let's split up and search for clues. And then Master Zorg, leave. Dawn. Then, right after that, Celeste screamed. This time she had apparently seen the subject on the 3rd floor. Hearing her screams. Hey, you're back! We quickly made our way to the 3rd floor, where we... Okay, test of the sound alert of a body being discovered. It should be online. There we go. Okay, before I continue, let me see if this works. Okay, it works. Where was I? No, where was I? I left Celeste and Hina alone and headed back to the third floor to tell the others what had happened.
However,
but at the same time, we had discovered Taka's body in the equipment room, which means Hifumi and Taka's body was discovered right around the same time. Because I remember hearing the body discovery announcement play right after finding Taka. So you mean you had this?
A body has been discovered.
And that's when I showed up and told you and Byakuya that Hifumi had been killed, right? Then you, me, and Byakuya all headed back to the nurse's office, leaving behind Toko, who had fainted. But as soon as we left the physics lab... My Sakura voice is pretty spot on, thank you. We ran into Celeste, who just arrived to tell us something very unusual. Hifumi's body had disappeared. We hurried back to the nurse's office to discover that his corpse was, in fact, gone. Then we remembered we had abandoned unconscious Toko and rushed back to the equipment room. This can't be happening. Are we hallucinating all this or something? What about my Byakuya voice? This time, Taka's body has disappeared. So from there, we'd begun our search for both the missing bodies. And after some time, Celeste told us she'd found the bodies and we all headed to the repository. And then we rediscovered the two bodies that had apparently vanished. And that brings us up to now.
however,
Looking back, things have certainly have been very active. If you want to look back at the case again, just let me know. I am fine anytime.
So,
Hey, Makoto, I've been thinking about something. It's about the repository.
Huh? What is it?
After Hifumi and Taka's bodies disappeared, we split up to look around, right? I was really scared, so me and Sakura stayed together.
but
And we came right to the repository to, look around. But when we got here, the repository was locked. We couldn't get inside.
It was locked?
And we came as soon as the search started, so there's no way someone could have beat us up if it's here. And if that's true, then who locked it? And why is it unlocked now?
I wondered the same thing. The door was locked when the search for the bodies began, but now it's wide open. There might be some secret lurking in there, but I'll probably have to leave this area to figure it out. There. There's only one way in and out of this room, through the door that Hina said was locked before. There's definitely a lock on the door, but it can only be unlocked from inside the repository. I don't see any way to lock it from in the art room. The door can only be locked from inside the repository, which makes me wonder. Hina and Sakura confirmed that the door was locked after we started looking for the missing bodies. And the door is designed so that it can only be locked from inside the repository. In other words,
When Hina checked it, someone had already gone in the repository and locked the door. When they were done, they unlocked it and left, which is why it's unlocked now. But Hina claims that there's no way someone could have been into the repository. So someone... And the door has been added to my list. There are hammers in all different sizes hanging on the wall. Although there's some are more like mallets. Mallets? Could the justice hammers have been designed using these as a model? Either way, all the hammers here have obviously seen a lot of use. They're all covered in debris. They're all covered in debris and chalky stone powder. Wait! For some reason, this one hammer isn't dirty at all. It's wet. Did someone wash it recently? And that hammer has been added to my list, so what else? Can't you talk to me already? Sorry, by the way, I'm trying to speak in a British accent. Byakuya, do you think Hiro really did it? I don't see how anyone could think otherwise. When the attacks and murders and disappearances all happened, every one of us had an alibi. And the last thing Hifumi said when he died, yeah, he said Hiro's name.
So in other words...
Then there was no room to suspect anyone else. Okay, but if he did do it, why would he hide his identity with that weird costume? Maybe he thought that no matter what happened, he'd be safe as long as his face was covered. Because he's the fool of the century, you see. Yasuhiro is the Pope of Fools! I mean, he is kinda dumb. But do you really think that's enough to explain it? I feel like there's a clue hiding in there somewhere.
What?
Is that it? That's all that bothers you about the case? Well, no. There are a few other things. Like, why did the kiddo try to hide the bodies? They probably figured that if we couldn't find the bodies, we couldn't complete our investigation. Wait, I don't think that's what... Yeah, that was Byakuya, wasn't it? It was Byakuya. But if that's the case, we found the bodies pretty easily, didn't we? Again, comes back to the fact that the culprit was a moron. Is that really all there is to it? The other thing that bothers me is, why'd they bother killing two people?
What?
Because all the rule says is, if you can kill someone and get away with it, you graduate, right? So if you're the killer, your number one priority is not getting caught. But killing two people means more clues, more chances you'll get found out.
I see.
Hold on, perhaps. I see. So that's what that means. Is everything okay?
That's enough.
Don't talk to me as if we're friends. Huh? What's with this attitude? But you have my appreciation.
Goodbye.
Thanks to you, I might have some fun with this after all. His mysterious words hung in the air as he left the repository. He talked as if he'd figured something out. But if he did, would it have killed him to tell me what it was? Byakuya, I want you to think for yourself. You can't find out any other way if you just follow what I do. Wait a minute. It's a dolly. It doesn't have a handle. I saw this in the art room before. I guess it's used to move statues around. It's kind of awkward, but if you bend down, it's not too hard to use. Huh? But wait. Wasn't this in the equipment room when we found Taka's body? Let me try that again. Wasn't this in the equipment room when we found Taka's body? And look at the wheel. There's a blood stain on it. So there's blood on the wheel of the dolly that was moved from the equipment room into the repository. What's the explanation for that? There's gotta be a clue around here somewhere. maybe I should check somewhere else. There are some places I already know about. First, the nurse's office where Hifumi was found, then the equipment room where Taka was found.
So, examine the bodies, talk to Sakura, talk to Hibyakia, talk to Hina. I guess that's it. Off to the nurse's office. Alright, let's see. I'm right, the nurse's office is somewhere. You think or you know, Maz? Wait, that's not where I wanted to go.
Reality isn't everything.
You're right. Where is the physics lab? See, I don't know much about this game like I used to when I was watching the stuff. They should be. I'm guessing Toko? No, wait. There's some kind of time mark going on through the pool. Through the pool of blood in the middle of the room. That was awful. Let me read that again. There's some kind of time mark going through the pool of the blood in the middle of the room. That reminds me about the dolly in the repository. There was blood on its tire. Could that blood have come from here? Which could mean that Taka's body was moved from the equipment room to the repository using the dolly. Both rooms are on the 3rd floor, so that should definitely have been possible. But even if the dolly was used to move Taka's body, what about Hifumi? Hifumi's body was in the nurse's office on the 1st floor. Even with a dolly, there's no way to get it up from the 3rd to the 3rd floor. And that's still a total mystery. Justice Hammond number 4. If the weapon that was used to kill Taka. The body was moved, but the murder weapon was just left here. Do I really want to talk to Genocide Jill? Hifumi is part Abbott? What?
I was asleep right here when the killer carried the body away. I'm super pissed I missed such an ultimate rare event.
But is there anything to examine here?
Huh? This time. I feel like I've seen it somewhere before. And just recently too.
Okay, we examined the physics lab. Yeah, I'm guessing next we go to the equipment lab.
Nothing to examine here, so... Maz, please tell me, how is Hifumi part Abra? So I would like to know. Teleportation? I doubt it. There's no way a corpse would know how to teleport. Let's see. The nurse's office and then the equipment room. So it's off to the hallways, or at least the stairs. So let's go over here to the first floor. Ah! Let's see. After everything I've been through, I'm totally parched. Maybe just a quick peek. There's a bunch of blood packages in here. For blood transfusions, I guess. It doesn't help me though. I'm not a vampire. Baby, God, I'm effing hungry. Let me check the fridge. It's just a normal trash can. Huh? Wait, there's something in here. It's too small to be a handkerchief. It's a glasses cleaning cloth? And it's got some kind of cartoon character on it. Ugh, but it's also covered in blood.
Oh.
Ah, did you find something? Yeah, there was a cleaning cloth in the trash can.
Huh?
A cleaning cloth? And it's all bloody. Whoever this belonged to must have used it to wipe up some blood. But who would need to do something like that? I haven't the slightest clue. I'm having the slightest idea. Yuck. Oh, hi, Emmy. Yeah, me neither. But I think it might be important. It's mostly the same dialogue anyway, so let's see. I already checked the nurse's office, now I have to check the equipment room. Right? Yeah, the equipment room's next. I feel like there's more for me to look at here. I think there's more for me to look at here. What are you investigating, Celeste? I am not investigating anything, precisely speaking. I am simply going around, seeing if Hero might be hiding somewhere. What about you? Oh, you know, I'm just checking this and that. The main thing on my mind is how someone could have moved Hifumi's body.
Let's see.
How Hifumi first moved, eh? When it disappeared, you were supposed to be in another office, right?
Yes, indeed.
Correct. Hina was not feeling well, so he stayed behind to look after her. But she seemed to be getting worse. So I took her to the bathroom. And when you got back, the body was gone? We could not have done... We could not have been gone for more than a minute or two, so... Yeah, Hina said the same thing. So then the killer was able to get in and move Hifumi's body. Hifumi's body in that short amount of time?
Indeed.
If it seems so, to carry out someone as big as Hifumi in only a couple of minutes is... I can't think of it as anything less than impossible. I was feeling some dust around my foot and I can still feel it. I'm guessing I had to just talk to Celeste to know about what she had on her account. So this is where you were. I've been looking for you. You have? I wanted to thank you for what you did. Not that you meant to, but you ended up making this little game of ours very interesting indeed. You should go to Hero's room. Oh, and let me give you this. Meet in the dining hall. This is the No Hero Road to get us all to meet up, right? You remember well. Well, the penmanship was pretty remarkable, so it left an impression.
It's all clear now.
Anyway, this makes it clear, right? This is a trap.
What is?
Things grow even more exciting.
What are you talking about?
I've already repaid my debt. I don't owe you any more explanation.
Actually you do. Why didn't you just take me there?
Oh, it's simple. I can't stand you.
What?
Anyway, I'm off. Goodbye.
Miyake has a big jerk. So he said to go to Hero's room, but what's waiting for me there?
If I go in there, am I gonna get my fortune told by Yasuhiro? Where's the equipment room, though? Is he gonna tell me my future and that I could die in like 5 years? Support room. Wait a minute. Courtroom.
Oh! Huh. Let's see.
Equipment room. No, wait, that's not where I wanted to go. Oh wait, maybe it's on the 3rd floor. This is a very long hallway. Art room, rec room, physics lab. Okay, I went to the equipment room. I went to...
hero's room, huh? Well, I guess I better get going there. Good thing I'm already up the stairs. Can you just imagine? Can you just imagine that of Makoto just going up and down the stairs, just like gotta keep going, gotta keep going, gotta keep going, gotta find out who killed the others. Yes, here I found the sauce. This would be great for a spaghetti. Don't know why I thought that. But I don't. It was the first thing I thought of. Okay, Kyoko. Yutaka. I'm actually close to Yasuhiro than I thought. In that he is in the middle. This door is unlocked? I guess I have to go inside. I guess I can go inside. Miyake did say to go look. It might not be a great idea, but I'm gonna take the plunge. If I remember correctly, that you can only kill 2 people, so if you kill 3, it's not over. It reveals who you are, who the killer is. This is Hero's room. There's all kinds of weird stuff in here. Where did he even get it all from? More importantly, he still hasn't turned up. Maz, I know what joke you're thinking of, and we did it back in the first chapter, but we're not gonna do it again. Which means he can't really complain if I don't get his permission to search his room, right? Makoto, why are you in my room, man? I didn't give you permission. Are you here to learn about your fortune, man? Why did it make Yasuhiro sound like a hippie, man? Dude. I think there's something in the cardboard box. It's blueprints or something, and something's made out of. It looks like. Literally camera on the left. I don't see it. What glitchy camera on the left? Something's made out of. It looks like cardboard, plastic, and plaster? Check the other one done reading. I don't think that's the camera. Is this Robo Justice? And it's in Hero's room. But wait, these blueprints. Something about them bothers me. Oh, I just saw it right there. What the heck is wrong with that camera? I just saw it before you even texted it. Oh my gosh! That camera isn't real! Are we inside a simulation? Inside a simulation? Inside within another simulation? There's no point in worrying about it right now. There should be, but for some reason it's glitching out. The school is in the school is a simulation inside a Taco Bell, inside a KFC. That's inside your dream. Ha pa 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 chuka ta pa pa. Totally normal. Oh my god, that has to be a clip now. Which is me just quoting a scene from South Park. While we're looking at the camera glitching up. Can somebody do that, please? That'd make my night. It's even glitching on this angle. I soundlessly checked the bathroom. There's nothing in here. It's pretty grungy though. How does the bathroom even get this dirty? I mean, it's up to you. I was just suggesting that I just have it be cleared because, well, you gave me the joke. It's a normal bed, pretty. Oh my god, it made me into my Sonic Fox Prower! Yo! Microphone sing! How's it going? Hey, Sonic Fox Prower! How was Smash Ultimate for you two? Was it fun? I'm doing fine. I'm investigating who killed Hifumi and who killed Taka. Oh, and thank you for joining the Headband Feline Party. And Moss, what the heck is that? Master 255 Daddy? Sounds like I'm from Kirby who owns like the Nightmare Enterprises. How can I help you, King DDD? I need a monster to claw with that there Kirby. That's what we do best at NME. We must gotta get the money back guaranteed. I'm sorry, I couldn't resist. BS from Super Duper Summers and a Party Popper. Yes, so unfortunately Micro Stanley has left her body. What did you do? Did she explode with happiness? I think the only way it could have left is that she blew it with she exploded with happiness. Anyways, I'm investigating more. Or maybe there's not much to investigate. In what? I hate sand. I hate me gunners. Holy crap! You know? Oh my gosh! I got a big news! Big news! I can't do a female voice that high. Going puberty. What's wrong? It's on Kyoko. What? Is she okay? Where is she? Wait, I wasn't done. There's more big news. Did she die?
Just a second.
Robo Justice showed up too.
Robo Justice?
It's Hero wearing the costume.
Okay.
Anyway, as soon as you can, head to the pool on the second floor.
To think Hiro and Kyoko would turn up at the same time. Anyway, I had to head to the pool. I ran onto the second floor as fast as I could. And that's when I saw a giant pool. To be honest, I thought her body would be floating onto the pool, not dead, just unconscious. Then Makoto would just jump in and save her. Like a typical anime situation. But here she is. Kyoko, and...
I mean...
Phew, man.
I've had the worst day. Hero? Hero?
Oh, hey, Makoto.
Yeah, duh. Who else would I be? Oh, wait. Robo Justice, right. Frick. That's a good question. Huh? What? Why do I look like this? What? What? Did someone come along and remove me while I was sleeping? While I was sleeping? Was it the Illuminati? I play like the song, but that's copyrighted, so I'm not gonna risk it. Good thing that's not a sound alert.
Right.
I found Hero. He was jammed into the pool room locker. It looked like he was fast asleep, so I kicked him and woke him up.
Don't be mean.
I still can't believe you kicked me. I'm not gonna say why I thought she kicked him. I'm really not gonna say it. Oh, and just to say this now, the counter is wrong. I did a test and it counted the testing. So I might want to, so I should redo that and change the counter to 29 instead of 31. You could have been a little more gentle about it. Like, I don't know, caress my face or something? Or at least get me out of this stupid costume?
What?
That's creepy. Anyway, Kyoko, where have you been all this time? You just disappeared all of a sudden without a trace.
Well,
There was something I had to check up on. What do you mean? Never mind. I can't never mind.
it's nothing.
Never mind. Why do I feel like that should be one of my emotes when I get the chance?
Hey,
More importantly, she says that, but does she have any idea? Does she know people think she might be spying for the mastermind?
and?
First of all, Hiro, you need to explain to us why you dress like that.
I mean,
Oh, well, I have no idea. 1 second I was asleep, don't even know how that happened. Then I woke up, and then I was here. I don't care. Do something about that costume. It pains me just to look at you. The zip is stuck. Could somebody help me get this off?
let me out of
I don't know what's
here.
up with this thing, but I can't actually get it off. A little help? I was joking! I was joking when I'm asking for help. I didn't think you'd actually say it. My gosh. If I can make something that you can't take off by yourself.
You got it all wrong.
I didn't make the stupid freaking thing.
It would seem.
There's a cloud on the back that's keeping you from getting it off. It looks pretty sturdy. I don't think you could get it off on your own. Does it need, like, a key? Oh no, wait. Yeah, you just need to flick it off. Just have someone use their fingers and then boom, you can get it off. It's kind of how the actors in Sentai and Power Rangers did it. Or just Power Rangers, I don't know. We don't really have a choice. Let's help him. It took everyone's help, but slowly we were able to get here out of the suit. It took a few minutes, but eventually we all got we got all the pieces off. Phew, free at last. Isn't it kind of weird how perfectly the suit fits Hero?
So then.
Most easy point. Nobody but Hero would be able to wear that costume. Wait, what? Hold on a sec.
Honestly.
Don't bother trying to act innocent. The blueprints were in your room as well.
Is that okay?
In other words, it is obvious to everyone that you made the costume.
That's true. I saw the blueprints myself. But how did Celeste see it? Did she go in there too? Yeah, me too.
Could it be?
And it's obvious. The one who put this costume on and went around attacking everyone
That's terrible!
was Yasuhiro. Whose last name I don't remember. Let's see. Yasuhiro Hagakure. Savvy tie him up and gag him.
Just the worst.
Good idea. We wouldn't want him killing anyone else.
What? To tie me up?
Hold on, guys. I think that's going a little far.
That's right.
He may be a suspect, but he deserves fair treatment.
Yeah, I mean, attacking blueprints? I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
What the heck?
You can't talk your way out of this. It's been decided. You killed them.
What? Killed who? I have no idea what you're talking about. There must be a fake hero running around.
What are you saying?
You're the only one who can wear this costume. So who else could possibly be the costume's attacker?
What the heck?
How do you know I'm the only one? Maybe you try and help me yourself before you convict me.
Okay.
Fine, if you're gonna be a jerk about it, I will.
Without missing a bit, Hina started putting on the Robot Justice costume.
Huh. See? Look. See how loose it is? I mean, come on. I'm blind as a bat in here. Can't see my feet at all. I'm surprised you got anywhere in this thing.
I'm telling you, it wasn't me!
And not to mention, you totally can't bend at the waist. Seems like a pretty obvious oversight.
That's not a very nice thing to say. I mean, it's not like I made it. I just got caught up in the moment.
I mean, it could have been made by Hifumi.
Hifumi's dead.
Hifumi's dead? Oh my god!
Well, either way, now we know for sure, right? I mean, it seems pretty clear that nobody but Hiro could have fit into this dumb costume.
In a huff, Hina took the suit back off again.
Well, now you're all out of excuses.
No, see, it's cause you're a girl. It was another guy then. Makoto, go ahead. Okay. Against my will, I picked up the pieces off the floor and tried putting them on. It's no good. The arms are too long. There's no way I can wear this.
Just a second.
See, I told you it was impossible.
By the way, to anyone who's new, I'm sorry for being quiet. I have family on the other side of the... behind me, so... behind my room, so I can't talk much.
You're absolutely right. It seems this costume was made to fit Hiro's body exactly.
But
Then, there's another costume. They must have one that looks the same, but fits them.
Honestly.
If you insist on this line of defense, since there is some evidence.
what the heck?
Evidence?
You claim there is another suit, yeah? Then you must find it and show it to us.
What the heck?
Just the worst.
Who cares? Hiro's the only one without any alibi during this whole thing anyway.
That's terrible.
Which is how we know it was him.
I mean, is that really true? I have no idea what's been happening. Could someone, like, tell me? Wait, just gotta talk to everybody? It's looking more and more like it was really it really was just set up.
Oh,
I said I didn't expect Hiro and
Kyoko to turn up at the same time. But where's Kyoko been hiding all this time? I have no idea.
Then perhaps...
Perhaps she really is working for the mastermind. But that was for to explain her questionable behavior. But you are quite protective of her, yeah? That's because she helped me out so much up until now. If I were the mastermind, that is exactly what I would do to earn your trust.
What the heck?
If you don't tell me what's going on, how am I supposed to understand? I think I figured out that someone's been killed, right? Hey, Makoto, who was it? Well, 2 people killed, Taka and Hifumi.
What?
What? 2 people?
Just the worst.
Why are you freaking out? You did it.
I did not! Wait, hold on. If those 2 are the ones that were killed,
How about that?
that's it, I know who did it!
So then...
You may as well tell us then.
Taka and Hifumi were fighting over Alter Ego, right?
I'm at least 30% right.
Which means Alter Ego and Chihiro must have done it!
Correct.
I see. That's unfortunate.
Please.
Huh? Unfortunate?
What the heck?
Stop trying to trick us. Just admit that you did it, okay?
I'm telling you, you got it all wrong.
Oh, so
Oh,
bad.
I know, the note. Note? Last night, someone slipped the weird note onto my door. And that's it. And here's what it said.
You blame the child? You blame the Cinnabon? How dare you blame the Cinnabon?
I found a hole. Maybe we can use it to escape. Monokuma can't find out. So don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet at the rec room at 1 a.m. But the last thing I remember is going to the rec room. Then for some reason I fell asleep.
Hey.
The real killer probably drugged me or something.
Just the worst.
Not a chance.
So...
No, hold on. He could be onto something. The nurse's office did have chemicals that could have done it.
Huh?
That could do it.
Really?
I told you someone's trying to set me up. A secret passage, a chance to escape. Someone wrote all of that to trick me.
Maybe if that's true. Even if that's true, you must be one dumb fish to bite every piece of bait that floats in front of you.
Well, after being trapped here for so long, even if you know it's a lie, you still gotta check, right? Yuck! They prayed for my desire to get out of here. They deceived me.
I still don't buy it.
Don't be mean.
Well, you should buy it.
Just a second.
Okay, then show us that note.
With pleasure. I have it right here in my, pocket.
No way.
Looks like I lost it.
Yeah, sure.
Please, you gotta believe me. I would have known to fly. See?
As I said before, if you want us to believe you, you must produce evidence. Can you show us a note? I have no particular issue with what you claim. But if you want us to believe you, give us a reason.
What the heck? What's serious?
Yasuhiro's account? Now then, shall we resume our investigation? There's no time to waste before the class trial begins.
Why do we need to keep investigating? We already know who did it.
What the heck?
Why? Why did you kill them? Tell us, hero.
No, it's like I said.
Just the worst.
Wasn't you need to get the money Monokuma offered us? $10 million? Which should be 10 million in yen? Because we're in Japan? Seriously, we're in Japan. We shouldn't have dollars. Yen's our currency for crying out loud. I pay like 300 yen for something good, like maybe a Slim Jim. I don't know. Yeah, that must be it. You must be totally broke, and that's why.
Wait, that's a false accusation. Someone help me.
What are you saying?
Does he think we're bound and gag you?
If you have time to yell and carry on,
You have time to search for your evidence, right?
What?
You're right. I need to look for a second steward in that note. Please don't fail me now.
He ends up tripping into the pool.
Ah!
Wait. I was gargling, ow.
I guess I better get back to the guard duty. I guess I better get back to guard duty. I was gonna ask Togo, Jenna's like Jack to switch with me. But if she and Sakura got into a fight, we'd have a catastrophe on our hands. Well, bye.
One by one, everyone peeled off. Peeled away. Blah. What was I thinking in my head? Was it like peeling skin? Ugh.
Makoto, do you have a second?
Huh?
I want you to help me with our investigation.
It would seem...
It looks like I got a late start with this one. On this one. So I need to make up some ground.
Sure, I don't mind helping. But can you promise me something? Later, when we have time.
Sorry, I had some food.
Later, when we have time. Will you tell me why you disappeared?
Why is that?
No.
To reject me so simply.
Anyway,
Anyway, I need your help. You don't mind, do you?
Okay.
shall we go?
Thanks. Now then, shall we?
Hey,
So, Makoto, first I'd like you to examine the corpse.
Examine the corpse?
Oh, corpses.
Examine the corpses? I can't believe I'm hearing that from a girl the same age as me.
correct.
Dead bodies don't lie. Dead bodies don't lie, you know. They tell the truth far more easily than the living. Far more easily than the living.
Hey,
I'm having a hard time reading today. Aren't I?
Wouldn't you agree?
How am I supposed to answer?
Anyway, we have to hurry before the class trial begins again.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay then, show me where the bodies are.
They're in the repository. Then I guess we should head the way. We should head the way for now.
To the repository! If you want to see what I'm streaming, well, you could follow me here and then just be invited to the headband brigade. Oh, I don't know what it is. It's my first time actually having it be named like that. The repository. Pretty sure I was there. Equipment room. I think I accidentally skipped it.
Fumi and Taka.
For a moment, Kyoko seemed to go rigid. But only for a moment.
So then,
Well then, let's get started.
She crouched down next to Taka and without hesitating began poking and prodding the bodies.
I knew it.
The Monokuma file was right. They will keep using similar weapons.
Her movements were so smooth. She was so calm. Seeing how comfortable she was actually made me feel a little more comfortable.
I'm interested to hear about Kyoko's investigation results. I should talk to her.
I see.
Makoto, I found something. You did?
Hey,
You remember the wristwatch Taka always wore in his left hand? He did?
whew.
Are you so oblivious to the people around you? Do you dislike other people that much? No, that's not it. Anyway, so you said he had a watch.
So then,
Take a look. It's broken. You can see the hands aren't moving, right? It most likely broke when he had his encounter with his assailant. And if you notice, the hands are frozen just past 6 o'clock. So that would mean the watch was broken sometime after 6.
that's right.
But last night, Taka's watch definitely wasn't broken. Hey, you! How long were you going to keep us waiting? Taka's irritated voice pierced in the air as he started pointedly at his wristwatch. It's almost 10 o'clock, you know that? Bedtime for boys and girls. I'm out of practice with his voice now. So if it worked at 10 o'clock last night, it couldn't have been broken at 6 p.m. Meaning it must have happened at 6 this morning.
However,
And that's not all. Look at Taka's left hand. He appears to be gripping onto something. No, he seems to be gripping something. You're right. There's something white in there.
Makoto,
Can you try and pry it out? Me?
because
Rigor mortis has already set in. Boys are better suited for this kind of manual labor, right? I can't help but think of that scene from Food Fight. Rigor mortis has already set in. God, I hate Food Fight. Okay. As much as I didn't want to, I grasped Taka's cold feet. And then his hand. The ice-cold hand was nearly enough to cause my heart to start beating. At the summit of it, I was finally able to free the object from his tightly clenched fist. A piece of paper?
hey,
Was that all he had in his hand? Yeah, that's it. Just a little scrap of paper. Doesn't seem like much of a clue, does it?
is that right?
I wonder about that. Kyoko then turned to Hifumi's body.
So then,
Let's check Hifumi's body now. Perhaps he's left us a few clues on his own. Of his own. The biggest problem I have right now is how the killer was able to move Hifumi's massive corpse from the nurse's house where he was discovered to here, the repository, all the way from the first floor to the third, and all without anyone noticing it. I just can't see how that's possible. Further, it seems that Hifumi died from a blow to the head. He was most likely killed by Justice Hammer 3, which we found at the nurse's office. But when we found his body in the nurse's office, his glasses were covered in blood. But now they're spotless. Does that mean someone wiped his glasses clean? But who would do that, and why?
There are many aspects to this incident this time. Too many, to be honest. Considering that, it may be good to look back on everything that's happened.
So then,
I think we got enough from you, Sakura. So, did you find anything?
indeed.
I did, more than I expected to be. Wait, that's the other way around. So, did you find anything? I did, more than I expected, to be honest. Look at this. A wad of paper?
That's right.
Hifumi had it hidden on him. Hidden?
Indeed.
He'd stuffed it in his pants, so I can only assume he'd hidden it on purpose. You see? In his pants? Wait, so you...
Why is that?
It was just his pants. Not like his socks or anything. I don't know what that means. Oh, you sweet summer child.
Hey,
Anyway, let's take a look at the paper. Go ahead, Makoto, open it up. When I think of how it was stuffed in his pants, it's like... It better be important. It better be important for me, or I'll never forgive you for this. A note? I found a hole maybe we can use to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the equipment room at 6 a.m.
so...
That sounds very familiar. That's it! It's the same thing Hiro said! And he was telling us the truth!
However,
Although, it's not exactly the same, is it? Late last night, someone stuffed a weird note under my door. And here's what it said. I found a hole maybe we can use to escape. Monokuma can't find it, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room at 1 a.m. The time is different. The time is different. Hiro told us that his note said to meet at 1 a.m. But the note I wrote to Hifumi asked him to meet at 6 a.m.
is that right?
Hold on. Just because Hifumi had the note doesn't mean it was meant for him. Huh?
So...
Part of it has been torn off, right? I think there's likely some meaning there. There's some meaning to part of it being ripped? Could you maybe explain a little more? Think carefully.
Hey,
Why would he have been clutching this scrap of paper so tightly? I have no idea.
so then...
What if it wasn't just a scrap of paper when he was holding it? What if it was something more important? And how would something important like that become a mere scrap of paper? That's what you need to answer.
Hey,
And while we're at it, I should tell you one other thing. The two victims this time definitely had their handbooks on them. So the handbooks have nothing to do with how murders were carried out. Not that there was any reason to think they were connected to the killings in the first place. So you're saying I don't have to think about the handbooks this time? So you're saying I don't have to think about the handbooks this time, right?
is that right?
If you didn't have to think about them... If you didn't have to think about them at all, I wouldn't have gone out of my way to mention it. All I said was they weren't used to help carry out the murders. They may come a point, however, where a handbook may play a role. A handbook may play a role, huh? I don't think I understand. Well, sometimes someone might use it to hide it as evidence. Other times it might not. But if Kyoko thinks it's important, I better keep it in mind. My throat.
Are you excited? Are you pumped? It's time for the class trial to begin! Like the bright burst of fireworks, like the flash of a soul clashing with life and death. And so, with no further ado, everyone please meet at the usual spot. Make your way to the red door on the first floor of the school. See you soon!
It would seem...
It's unfortunate, but I suppose this is where our investigation comes to an end. You'll have to figure out the rest for yourself, and come to the proper conclusion. Yeah, you're right.
Shall we go?
Well, we better get going. Okay. Everyone had heard Monokuma's proclamation, and they were gathered by the red door. And as soon as we were all there,
Monokuma appears!
Oh my god, it's two of them. There's two of Monokuma. I don't think the world is ready. The world should not be ready for two Monokumas. It's like something out of a nightmare.
hello, hello. He's multiplied?
Wrong.
Nope, not multiplication. It's just this that way because of an illusion. We have Master of Zorark here. I'm moving so fast it only looks like I'm multiplied. Can you guys tell which one of us is the real Monokuma?
Hey, Master Zorg, you still here? I made this happen. Are you the other Monokuma? Are you the anime dub Monokuma?
Can we just get to the elevator already?
Boy, tough crowd.
You're not playing along! Along!
Stop talking.
We're not here to play with you.
Okay.
Okay, fine.
You are one tricky fox.
Hey!
Then if everyone's here and ready to go, please board to the pain train, elevator. I'll see you guys down there.
Let's go.
Okay then, shall we?
Please!
Hold on, I'm not mentally prepared yet.
What the heck?
You'll never be meant to be prepared. You can't run away anymore, hero. You're gonna pay for your sins.
What the heck?
I told you already I didn't do it, for serious. Is that amazing? Did you ever find out the other costume? What's the note? Well, not really. No, but... How unfortunate is that it seems we have our culprit.
Hey,
This isn't the place to talk about it. Save your accusations for when we get to the courtroom.
That's right.
She's right. Let's get down there first. Then the story can really begin. Yeah, good idea. That's right. I have to do it. I can't let whoever killed Hifumi and Taka get away with it. For everyone who's still alive, and for the two who lost their lives. The one who killed Hifumi and Taka. The one who killed two of our friends. The killer is... someone right here. I took one last deep breath and excuse me, and exhaled slowly. I also belched a little. I began to walk towards the elevator. Once everyone was aboard, the doors closed on their own, and the steel box began to move. Like we were heading to a highway to hell. I had to, I'm sorry. The clunking of the elevator kept us company as we fell further and further down. There was no going back until we settled all things. We couldn't go anywhere. I'm not sure how long it was before the elevator finally came to a stop. The elevator door slid open.
God tier burp.
No, I had some McDonald's this afternoon. And that was before I was continuing my investigation. There was a McDonald's right at the dining hall. I had some chicken nuggets, I had some french fries, I had a soda, not gonna say what brand it was. And it was a very weird time. It was a opening up onto a cruel fate. They didn't have any spicy nuggets. So all in all, it wasn't that much of a god tier burp. It was just a regular burp. I had to improvise.
When I see all of you gathered together like this, I realize just how few of you there are left. Your school life is slowly reaching its climax.
Just the worst.
Only because of you.
Why are you making us do such cruel things to each other?
What?
You really hate me so much. And I'm so cute.
He's ugly. Don't believe anything he says. He is ugly.
I have feelings too, you know.
Come on.
Stop goofing around and begin the trial.
Don't rush me. Of course I'm gonna start it. I would never be like, stay tuned for the action-packed class trial after this commercial break. I never hold out on you like that. Okay, let's begin. Get your assigned seat.
And so the curtain opened once again. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal, a deadly villain, a deadly defense, a deadly faith, a deadly lunch. A very deadly delicious lunch. A deadly class trial. Yeah, okay, that's from last year. That's not what I wanted to push. Oh wait. Darn it, no. The victims were Hifumi Yamada and Kiyotaka Ishimaru. The cause of death for each was a blow to the head. It is thought that they were both killed with a similar weapon. The tarp was found in the repository under Kiyotaka's lifeless body. It was apparently used to move Kiyotaka in order to avoid leaving any bloodstains. The dolly was found when the body was rediscovered in the repository. This specific dolly has no handles, and blood was found on one of its wheels. It is assumed that this is the same dolly that was in the equipment room, where Kiyotaka's body was originally discovered. Hifumi's glasses. When they were first found in the nurse's office, Hifumi's glasses were covered in blood. However, when they were next seen in the repository, they were completely clean. I think I know why, but... Hammers of all shapes and sizes were found in the repository. One of them was found wet and had apparently been recently washed. The door connecting the art room to the repository was designed to open only from the repository side. According to Aoi, it was locked during the search for the missing body. However, when the body was rediscovered, it had somehow been unlocked. A puddle of blood was found in the equipment room where Kiyotaka's body was initially found. A tire track had been left behind with the blood. The cloth was found in the trash can in the nurse's room. It is branded with a popular cartoon character, and was found with blood on it. One has to wonder if someone used it to wipe some blood away. Hifumi's body disappeared when Celeste and Aoi left the nurse's office to use the bathroom. Apparently they weren't gone for more than a minute or two. This is the note that Yasuhiro wrote to get everyone to meet in the dining hall. Meet in the dining hall is all it says. The handwriting is remarkably neat and clear. These are the blueprints for Robo Justice, which were found in Yasuhiro's room. No one but Yasuhiro could have possibly fit into the costume. In addition, anyone wearing it would not be able to see their feet, or bend at the waist more than 90 degrees. Apparently Yasuhiro received a mysterious note last night. The note reads, and I quote, "I found a hole maybe we can use to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room at 1 a.m. Kiyotaka's wristwatch broke with the hands pointing at just past 6 a.m. It was confirmed that as of late last night, the watch still worked, which means it must have been broken the following morning when he was tapped. Kiyotaka's lifeless hand was found clutching a small scrap of paper. Well, this part doesn't take a genius. They were both carrying it and one of them tore it. Hifumi had this note hidden on him. One edge of it appears to be torn. Then it reads, "I found a hole maybe we can use to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet the equipment room at 6 a.m. Each student has their own e-handbook, which also acts as a card key. The owner's name is displayed each time the handbook is booted up. It is believed that no handbooks were involved in carrying out the murders this time." I'm gonna save here so I don't forget. Okay, let's set up the skills. Steadies your aim a little, effective during the non-stop debate, and the hangman's gambit costs 2 special points. Robot Jock? Actually, chat, I'm curious. Are there ways to get more bullet skills?
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate.
Meanwhile, in Yasuhiro's head, he's just in a very panicking mood at that point. Hold on, I gotta sneeze. I want you. Sorry. Had to be done.
Now then, to begin with...
We already know who did it.
Was that?
It was Hiro.
He does not have an alibi for when the murders took place, and we found him in that suit.
Don't try and deny it. You killed them.
I didn't. Someone knocked me out. I was asleep the whole time. I don't know anything about it.
Shut your murdering mouth, murderer!
Who are you calling a murderer?
I am sorry to say, Hero, but we do have evidence. Blueprints for the suit. Parts we assume were used to build it, and all of it was found in your room. You have to admit, the evidence is quite compelling. It points to you as having created the suit and wearing it while committing crime after crime.
How many times do I have to tell you? I don't know. I don't know.
Is Hero really the killer? Or, before anything else, we have to make that clear.
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof enough that you are the culprit.
I don't know anything about that stuff. It's not true. It's a conspiracy.
Hero, why? Why did you kill them?
No! Just hold on a second.
I mean, looking at the blueprints, that handwriting is awfully messy. If I remember right, Hero's handwriting is... the handwriting.
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof enough.
No, that's wrong. Are we sure Hero really made those blueprints?
What do you mean?
Well, take a look at this. It's the note that Hero wrote, asking everyone to meet up after Alter Ego disappeared. The handwriting's obviously different, wouldn't you say? When you compare it to the blueprints.
There's no way you could think the same person made both of them.
Unless that person made it a point to disguise their handwriting.
Impossible.
No, the differences are bigger than that, I think.
Come on. I'm not smart enough to think of trying to change my handwriting anyway.
So, Makoto, are you saying you don't think Hero's the culprit?
And he's not the only one. I think Hero is innocent as well.
What? Then who was in that Robo-Justice suit? Is it like Hero said? Was there really someone running around in a second suit?
The suspicious individual hidden within the suit. Go ahead, Makoto. Tell them who it was.
And of course he passes it off to me.
So? Who was in the Robo-Justice suit?
The suspicious individual in question, the one that must have been in the suit, it was the Illuminati.
A gun! Other than Hero, I can't think of anyone else it could have been. Obviously, he was the one in that particular suit, and we never found any kind of second suit.
Then there can be no doubt. Hero is the prime suspect.
That doesn't make any sense. You just said Hero didn't do it.
It makes perfect sense. Hero was the suspicious individual in the suit, but he's not the culprit.
So what you're saying is...
That's right. The culprit in this case has nothing to do with being in the Robo-Justice suit.
What? Now that's a bold assumption.
And what reason do you have to make such a statement? You do have a reason, yes?
Of course. But before we get to that, there's something else we need to clarify first. So let's get that out of the way.
Hey, stop trying to boss us around.
All things have a proper order.
So what is it? What needs to be clarified?
We must clarify the method of transportation for Taka's lifeless body. It would seem that his corpse was moved using certain particular items. Makoto, can you tell us what they were?
The things that we used to move Taka's body, they must have been...
A gun!
That's still one more... There's still one more thing. The thing that was used... Just as I thought, it was also the tarp.
A gun! They were
A dolly and a tarp, right?
What's with that attitude?
So, let's see if I can explain. Taka's body disappeared from the equipment room, and then we rediscovered it in the repository. And when we found it for the second time, it was wrapped in a blue tarp, right? It was the same tarp that up until then was stored in the equipment room. So the killer must have seen it there and decided to use it when they moved Taka's body.
Yep. That sounds right.
That way, they wouldn't leave any bloodstains while they were moving it.
Okay, that explains the tarp. And the dolly?
Same thing. I'm sure the dolly was in the equipment room when we first found Taka's body there. But when the body disappeared, so did the dolly. Later, when Taka's body reappeared in the repository, so did the dolly.
In other words, you think they used the dolly to move the body. Am I right? But are you sure you are not mistaken?
Huh?
Are you absolutely positive the dolly was in the equipment room when we found Taka's body? That dolly was made specifically for moving large objects between the repository and the art room. It would be very strange indeed to discover it had made its way to the equipment room. Is it not possible that it was in the repository all along, and you simply didn't realize it?
She's raised an objection. How do you respond?
There is no shame in being wrong. Nobody expects much from you anyway. We have all accepted the fact that you rarely understand what is going on around you.
Wow. I've never had anyone sound so nice while being so mean. But maybe I can change my mind. If I can just explain to them why the dolly must have been moved from the equipment room to the repository. Pretty sure I know how this would go. Well, ready?
You have it wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. Away with you. You miserable wretch. I cannot agree. You are a fool. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst, you miserable wretch. You have it wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. Away with you. You miserable wretch. I cannot agree. You are a fool. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst, you miserable wretch. I cannot agree.
This should prove it.
Whew! I had to learn that fast.
If you're asking for proof that the dolly moved, I have it right here.
And I'm sorry that that sounded loud to anyone. I was too close to the mic.
When I found the dolly in the repository, one of the wheels had a blood stain on it. There was a pool of blood in the equipment room with a tire mark in it that matched the dolly wheel's tread. The killer probably rolled the dolly through the blood on accident as they wheeled the body out of the room. And as the blood dried on the tire, they moved the body into the repository. So there's my proof that the dolly was used to move Taka's body.
Jeez, does Celestia really hate me that much?
Well, anyway, that was just something we had to get out of the way. Let's get back to the main subject.
Yeah, the subject of how Robo-Justice didn't do it. Because if it's not a killer robot, then...
It's a costume, Aoi. Jeez.
What kind of robot is it?
A costume.
I'm not sure that really matters.
I'd be happy to explain why the occupant of the suit couldn't possibly be the killer. If you look back on how the body was transported, it will become immediately obvious.
If I look at how the body was moved, it'll be clear why the person in the suit couldn't have done it. What does that mean? What does he mean by that?
As we know,
Oops.
Taka was killed in the equipment, and from there,
Yeah, the culprit wrapped the body in the tarp, then loaded it onto the dolly and wheeled it off, right?
now, keep in mind that the dolly doesn't have a handle.
Well, yeah, but even without a handle, all you'd have to do is bend over.
Oh, wait.
No, that's wrong.
There we go.
You're absolutely right that you could push a dolly without a handle if you stoop down low. But if you were wearing that suit, do you think you could actually get into a position like that?
What do you mean?
Think back to what you said when we were all checking out the suit together. Remember?
I'm blind so bad here. Can't see my feet at all. I'm supposed to get anywhere in this thing.
I'm telling you, it wasn't me.
And not to mention, you totally can't bear the waist. Seems like a pretty obvious oversight.
When you're in that suit, not only can you not see your feet, but you can't even bend at the waist.
Does anybody else think that Aoi looked like she was being smugged when she was in that suit? Just for a brief moment.
Am I right about that?
Now that you mention it, yeah.
It seems like it'd be awfully hard to push that dolly if you couldn't bend over.
Well, what's to stop you from simply pushing the dolly with your feet?
When you can't even see your feet? You really think someone could kick the dolly all that way?
Yeah, it'd be totally impossible. Not that I can say for sure myself.
On top of that, if you were wearing such a rigid, cumbersome suit, it's very unlikely you would have the dexterity to go about wrapping the body in a tarp.
Well, I mean, isn't that just a matter of taking off the suit when you're ready to move the body?
There's absolutely no chance that the costume was taken off just to move the body because...
I got it! I don't think taking off the suit was an option. If you remember...
I don't know what's up with this thing, but I can't actually get it off. Hello, help?
If I need to make something that you can't take off by yourself.
I didn't make this stupid freaking thing. There's a cloud on the back that's keeping you from getting it off. It looks pretty sturdy. I don't think you can get it off on your own. And we don't really have a choice. Let's help him.
That's true. It seems impossible to put the suit on or take it off without help.
Then, you really can't take it off by yourself? Hiro wasn't just making it up?
Of course I wasn't making it up.
If he could have gotten it off by himself, I don't think he would have let us see him wearing it. Showing up in the suit was basically an invitation for everyone to suspect it.
Yeah, that's right.
So, it's really, really true that Robo Justice couldn't have moved the dolly?
To be clear, whoever did move the body, it couldn't have been Hiro in the robot suit, correct?
No, wait. Just a second, if you please. Have you forgotten about the picture that I took? You all got a good look at it, did you not? The image of Hifumi being dragged away by Robo Justice? If whoever was in that suit is not the culprit, how do you explain that? Besides, do you remember what the now deceased Hifumi said?
How did you get hurt?
That guy hit me.
What guy?
Robo Justice. That's what I decided to call him just now.
So long as those facts exist, the proper conclusion is beyond question.
That's what I decided to call him now. Just trying to make sure that the audio was peaking, right?
The individual inside the suit and the culprit are one and the same. It was Hiro, without a doubt.
Yeah. Yeah, that's gotta be right.
Hold on a second!
It's still far too early to reach that conclusion.
Exactly!
Besides, there's no hurry to decide who did it. Before we rush to a verdict, shouldn't we explore every single possibility? Instead of seizing on one viewpoint, the truth is uncovered by analyzing things from every angle.
Perhaps, but where do we go from here?
Let's review this series of unfortunate events from the beginning. Maybe we'll uncover something new.
What a pain in the ass!
I don't disagree, but our lives are on the line. If this is what it takes, we have to do it.
Plus, maybe we'll get to find out where the heck Kyoko was when everything went down.
All right then, let's take another look back at what happened. I suppose we could start with this morning. 4 of us gathered together in the dining hall. Makoto, Hina, Kyoko, and myself. We waited there for quite a while, but nobody else showed up, so we went to look for everyone. That was around 8 a.m.
And as soon as we split up, Kyoko went missing.
Soon after that, Hina found Celeste in the rec room and quickly came to get Makoto and me.
It seems I was unconscious for about an hour after I was attacked by my mystery assailant.
Yep. I can actually believe that.
I know it was an hour because I remember being attacked a little after 7.
That was when we saw Celeste's picture and discovered that her assailant had been wearing a strange costume. As it turns out, it was Robo-Justice.
Are you sure? Could have been someone else. I mean, maybe it wasn't. But what would I know, right? Sorry, I was just checking out the microphone.
It also soon became clear that this same Robo-Justice had abducted Hifumi. We were soon joined in our search by Byakuya and Toko, and then went on to find Hifumi in the library. He was injured, so we took him to the nurse's office and resumed our search for the suspect.
Yep.
But not long after leaving the nurse's office...
What's wrong?
I saw a shadow. Something moving. I down at the top of the stairs.
When Celeste told us that, we decided to split up and search the 2nd floor. And soon after that,
I saw someone moving around on the 3rd floor, and I yelled out to everyone as soon as I did.
Celeste, what's wrong?
That was a rather intense scream for someone like you.
I saw him. This strange costume man. He ran up as soon as I screamed. I was blocking the stairs, so he headed further down into the hallway and disappeared.
and then...
Huh? What was that? Inside came from downstairs. It must have been...
Hifumi! He's in the nurse's office!
This is bad. Come on, we have to go back.
At that point, we decided to divide up into 2 groups. Celeste, Hina, and I went back to the nurse's office, while Sakura, Byakuya, and Toko chased after the suspect. When we got back to the nurse's office, we found Hifumi, dead. And that's when we heard the body discovery announcement.
A body had been discovered.
Sorry, whenever somebody says that they heard the body discovery announcement, somebody should play that sound.
I left Celeste and Hina there and headed back to the 3rd floor to let the others know what had happened.
Meanwhile, we had just discovered Taka's body in the equipment room. We must have found both bodies at almost exactly the same time, because we heard the same announcement not long after we discovered his body.
And that's when I told you guys about Hifumi.
Yep.
A body has been discovered.
That time it wasn't me.
Then the three of us headed for the nurse's office.
Thanks, Maz.
But right after we left the physics lab, we ran into Celeste, who'd arrived after us, and she told us something very surprising.
Hifumi's body has disappeared.
We rushed back to the nurse's office and saw that she was right.
Then we remembered we'd left Toko passed out in the equipment room, so we hurried back again.
This can't be happening.
Are we hallucinating others or something?
But when we got there, we discovered that now Taka's body had also gone missing. Next thing we knew, we were searching the school for 2 missing dead bodies. And after some time...
Celeste informed us that she'd found the bodies, and we all headed to the repository, which is where we rediscovered the corpses.
I think that about covers it.
I see. The whole thing sounds exceptionally complicated. It certainly seems to me that these are not a simple series of connected events.
Okay, well, if that's true, then what?
Rather than a single series of events, I think we have to consider each murder a separate situation. And from there, we can uncover the contradictions surrounding all of them. Now then, let's get started, beginning with what happened to Taka.
The contradictions hidden in what happened to Taka. In order to uncover the truth of this case, I had to find them, no matter what.
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3, while Taka's death came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
The Justice Hammers were numbered, but were they really used in that order?
So, regarding Taka's, I wonder if, or perhaps it was, we already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
Oops. No, that's not it. It was the order.
Come on, Makoto, don't scare me like that. Makes me think something weird is going on.
Shoot!
Let me think about it one more time. There must be a contradiction in there somewhere.
So, regarding, I wonder if, or perhaps it was, we already know what order they were killed in.
No, there wasn't either.
Shoot! So, I wonder if, or perhaps it was, we already know Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammer.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3, while Taka's death came from a swing.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
Sorry, it's been a while. Maybe I could... Nope.
regarding Taka's death, I want. Or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last
What makes you say that?
because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
Shoot! So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi. Or perhaps it was after?
We already know. Taka came last
What makes you say that?
because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3, while
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before.
Oh, I forgot I could hold
Or
Y.
perhaps it was after?
We already know what order Taka came last
What makes you say that?
because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
it's true that Hifumi was killed while Taka's death.
See? So it's obvious Taka came
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he, or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in.
Taka came last
What makes you say that?
because of the numbering of the
Justice. No, that's wrong. Hold on. There's no reason to assume that the hammers were used in the same order as their numbers.
Gotta be honest, I forgot I could actually do that to when I'm doing the Monokuma file thing. Or the truth bullets. It's been a while.
If anything, that's just another way the killer tried to disguise their actions.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I forgot about that. It's been a while.
So you're saying the culprit wanted us to think the hammers were used in order, but in reality, Taka was killed before Hifumi? Okay then, let's see the proof.
Evidence that proves Taka was killed before Hifumi. There's something that relates to what time he must have died. Time. Wristwatch.
Now I understand. I've got it. Taka's wristwatch. See? Look. It broke with the hands pointing just past 6 o'clock.
It must have gotten broken when he was attacked by the killer. Because as of last night,
Hey, you! How long are you gonna keep us waiting? Taka's irritated voice pierced the air as he started pointedly at his wristwatch. It's almost 10 o'clock, you know that? That time for all of us little boys and girls.
so if it wasn't broken after 6 last night, then he must have been attacked around 6 this morning.
And that would be his official time of death.
But if that's true, then he was killed well before Hifumi.
And before Celeste was attacked this morning, which happened around 7.
That's right. Taka was killed before any of the other incidents took place.
That simple fact slipped past all of us. We made the wrong assumption about the order of events, all because of those justice hammers.
That's exactly why the culprit wrote the numbers on each hammer and had them increase in size. That way, when we saw how they were used in each incident, we'd easily make that wrong assumption.
Now, if Taka was killed around 6, then everyone's alibis for his murder go out the window. Because when he was killed, we hadn't met up in the dining hall yet.
That may be true in the case of Taka's murder. But all of our alibis still hold true for Hifumi's death.
That's right. With him, at least, we're all safe.
Huh? What was that? That came from downstairs. It must have been Hifumi. He's in the nurse's office. This is bad. Come on, we have to go back.
When we heard Hifumi screaming, we were all together. Except for Hiro and Kyoko. Then we all ran down to the nurse's office, and that's where we found his body.
That's totally true. We're all in the clear.
Oh, I know! They must have recorded him screaming on a tape or something, then played it later on.
If that's true, where's the tape?
I don't know.
Don't just go making stuff up.
Anyway, we all have rock-solid alibis for when we heard Hifumi scream. Since all of us were there together, clearly none of us could have killed him.
And it does not stop there. There was also the moment when we discovered his body had disappeared. When his body vanished from the nurse's office, Hina and I were in the bathroom together, while everyone else was in the equipment room, correct? And then there's the disappearance of Taka's body from the equipment room. At that time, we were all gathered together in the nurse's office because of Hifumi going missing.
Well, don't forget, I was passed out in the equipment room the whole time.
Wait, then what if Genocide Jill did it? She could have dragged Taka's body out of there right then.
Even if she could pull that off, there's no way she could have done the same with Hifumi's body. Because, as we just established, she was passed out in the equipment room when his body disappeared.
Besides, I didn't do either of them anyway.
In other words, it is impossible that any of us could have killed Hifumi or moved either of their bodies. On the other hand, Hiro and Kyoko had disappeared, so they most certainly could have done those things.
So what now, Kyoko?
Yeah, what now? You're supposed to be like my own equivalent for like Ace Attorney. Like Mia. Don't tell me what happened down Phoenix, right? I just know the characters.
For now, we can't get fixated on who did it, or we'll just keep going around in circles. So instead of who, I propose we start talking about how. In particular, I think we need to figure out how Hifumi's body got moved.
That's true. We searched everywhere, but we couldn't figure out how to explain his body disappearing. And according to what Celeste said,
Vicky and I have been gone for more than a minute or two or so. So then the killer was able to get in and move Hifumi's body in that short amount of time? If it seems so.
his body apparently disappeared in the 1 minute her and Hina took their eyes off of it. But to carry that much weight from the first floor up to the third in that short amount of time?
Oh man, yeah! There's no way! It'd be impossible!
Well, what if I told you there was a way to make the impossible possible?
What? How?
If the dead body were to move itself.
The dead body moved on its own?
The dead shall rise.
No! Not another ghost!
Ooh, Yasuhiro! It is I, Hifumi's ghost!
I don't think it has anything to do with the occult. I think what she's implying is we thought Hifumi was dead, but perhaps in reality he was still alive.
He was alive?
Are you saying Hifumi wasn't carried out of the nurse's office, but simply walked out on his own?
But I mean, we found his body. He was dead.
The zombie, big difference. I mean, you're not wrong.
Perhaps he was simply playing dead.
That it isn't possible.
The idea that Hifumi was still alive. Is it really possible?
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us.
A body has been discovered.
Just for closure.
Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really so sure about that? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Dope! I had it too, so...
Are you saying that when we first there's a chance you...
No. Hifumi was dead, and you know that. Surely you heard the body that Hifumi's dead, and that is why the announcement...
Are we really so sure? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Ah, no!
Shoot! Are you saying that when we first found there's a chance he was at...
No. It is impossible. Hifumi was dead, and you know that. Surely you heard the body discovery announcement. Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement was...
Are we real? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Are you saying that when we first there's a chance he...
No. Hifumi was dead, and you know that. Surely you heard the body discovery announcement.
Hifumi's dead body had been
Found. And that is why the announcement...
Are we really?
Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
I had it there too, didn't I?
Are you saying that when we first found there's a chance he...
No. Hifumi was dead, and you know that. Surely you heard the body discovery announcement. Hifumi's
Dead body had been found.
And that is...
Are we really so...
Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
No!
Shoot!
Ah! Ah, crap.
Is this really the end for all of us? I refuse to give up yet!
Okay, let's see. It was a broken wristwatch, but...
Are you... There's a chance
He was actually still alive.
No. It is impossible. Hifumi was dead, and you know that. Surely you heard the body. Hifumi's dead, and that is.
Are we really? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifu, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No. It is impossible. Hifumi was dead, and you know that. Surely you heard the body. Hifumi's dead body, and that is.
Are we really? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else.
Are you saying
I know
that
I'm
when
getting
we
it.
first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, that wasn't it! That wasn't it! I was trying to scan it.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, I was trying to hold the button.
Shoot! Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No. Hifumi
was dead. And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement, along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found.
That wasn't it.
Shoot! Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No. Hifumi was dead, and you know that. Surely you heard the body. Hifumi's dead, and that is why the
Are we really? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Shoot! Are you...
What was that comment I saw earlier? Here. Woo! Could have sworn I had it. Open the truth and.
There's a chance he was actually still alive?
No. It is impossible.
Gotta be honest, I really would like some help. So I have no idea what I'm doing. So I'm trying to think of every possible outcome and it's not working. Try copying Kyoto and shoot Celeste?
Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement, along with the rest. Hifumi's dead body, and that is what.
Are we really? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi, there's a chance he was actually still...
No. It is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement of Hifumi's
dead body had been found. No!
Finally, we are getting somewhere. Thank you, I needed that.
Was the body discovery announcement that was made really intended for Hifumi?
Amy, thank you, I needed that. I didn't know you could copy a message from... You could copy a message from after. I didn't peek, by the way. Okay. So you were just suggesting it.
Of course it was. The announcement played right after we discovered his body.
Maybe. But that was also the same time that Taka's body was found.
That's right. It wasn't long after finding his body that we heard the announcement.
So there's a good chance we've made a mistake in there somewhere. I think we've confused whether the announcement was for Hifumi or Taka.
First of all, if 2 bodies had been found, there really should have been 2 announcements.
Maybe Monokuma simply got lazy and rolled them together into one.
What do you say, Monokuma? Any comment?
Well, it's a very sensitive issue, so I can't go into too much detail. But what I can say about the body discovery announcement is that...
A body has been discovered.
No, not that.
It's only broadcast when 3 or more people find a dead body for the first time.
That didn't answer our question, man. We're asking if you're a lazy bum.
No, actually, that was plenty.
Huh?
He said it's only broadcast when a body is discovered for the first time, which means even if we find the same body again later, he won't make the announcement again. If that's true, then why was the announcement made again later on?
Huh? Later on?
Exactly. We heard the body discovery announcement twice.
The second body discovery announcement. The first time it played was when we found each body in the nurse's office in the equipment room. And the second time was when...
I got it! We heard it a second time in the repository, when we rediscovered the 2 bodies.
Ding dong, ding dong. I'm not gonna play it again.
A body has been discovered. After a certain amount of time, which you may use however you like, the class trial will begin.
It didn't seem weird at the time, but it contradicts what Monokuma just told us, doesn't it?
Exactly. If we were actually rediscovering both bodies, the announcement shouldn't have played.
Then in reality, when the 2 dead bodies were rediscovered, one of them was actually being discovered for the first time.
So, when we found Hifumi the first time in the nurse's office, he wasn't actually dead yet. Meaning, he wasn't actually found dead until we came upon him in the repository.
And that's just part of it. There's one other thing that leads me to believe he was still alive in the nurse's office.
Oh, I know! Because he was super good at playing dead! Bada bing, bada boom!
No, I don't think that was the actual thing.
That is the worst logic I have ever heard. But honestly, I do not think there's anything that can prove he was still alive.
Okay then, let's take another look at the events surrounding the discovery of his body. Then it should become clear whether he was really alive or not.
This whole thing is pointless.
There's a report that shows Hifumi was still alive. I had to find it and show it to everyone.
His glasses, of course. They were dirty at one point, but then they were clean later on.
Well, here's one thing we do know. The first time we found Hifumi's body was in the nurse's office. And then, while me and Celeste were in the bathroom, his body disappeared.
And the next time we saw his body, it was in the repository.
But when you compare his body before being moved and his body after being moved, other than the change in how it was positioned...
No, wait, that wasn't it.
Shoot!
I got a little trigger happy,
Well,
sorry.
here's one thing we do know. The first time we found him, and then his body
And the next time, it was in.
But when you compare his body
before being moved, other than the change in how it was positioned, there was no notable difference.
No, that's wrong. In fact, there was one clear difference between Hifumi in the nurse's office and the repository. His glasses. That fact alone proves that he was only playing dead in the beginning.
Perhaps you'd like to fill the rest of us in?
When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, his glasses were covered with blood. But when we found him again later in the repository, they were spotless. And I found the item he used to wipe them clean in the nurse's office trash can.
The evidence I found in the trash can in the nurse's office was the blue top, of course. No, it was the equipment room bloodstain. Actually,
I got it! It was a glasses cleaning cloth featuring a certain cartoon mascot. One look at the bloodstain on the cloth should make things clear. This piece of cloth was used to wipe Hifumi's glasses clean. And the mascot on the cloth is the same one that's on the digital camera, right? And whose digital camera was it? Hifumi's, of course.
The character was Princess Kiggles. From Demon Angel Pretty Pudgy Princess, I think.
I gotta ask, would anybody like, if this is real, would anybody like to watch Demon Angel Pretty Pudgy Princess?
I highly doubt anyone but Hifumi would have brought something like this to school.
I see your point. And the only people here who wear glasses are...
I wouldn't be caught dead using a tacky piece of garbage like that.
A few tissues is all I need to keep my glasses clean.
Then there's no question. It belonged to Hifumi.
So what you're saying is... What exactly?
What I'm saying is, the blood on his glasses was wiped away using his own glasses cleaning cloth.
Even if that is true, it does not mean he wiped the blood off himself.
But who would benefit from a clean pair of glasses other than the glasses owner?
That's a good point.
Then it must have been him, right?
So let's assume that Hifumi was still alive in the nurse's office. He pretends to be dead. Then when he's alone, he wipes his glasses clean so he can see.
Genocider will have scratches on her lenses? Like from the tissues?
Then he stands up and walks out on his own 2 feet. And with that, the impossible task of moving his copious corpse becomes possible, wouldn't you say?
But then, if he was just pretending to be dead, what was with all that blood? Was it paint or something?
No. The packets of blood in the fridge.
The fridge in the nurse's office contains packs of blood for emergencies. He probably used one of those.
He figured if he was gonna play dead, he should go all out, so he just dumped it everywhere! But he got crazy with it and had to wipe his glasses off when he was done! God, what an idiot!
And if Hifumi was still alive at that point, the disappearance of Taka's body is easily explained. It should be perfectly obvious who must have moved Taka's corpse.
The one who moved Taka's body was...
I got it! It could only have been Hifumi.
I was joking. I didn't think that was the actual answer.
While we were all gathered in the nurse's office, he went to the equipment room and took Taka's body.
That also explains how the door to the repository got locked.
The door was locked? Well, after the bodies disappeared, we all went looking for them, right? So me and Sakura headed for the repository. But when we got there, the door was locked.
And the repository door can only be locked from the inside. Which means, when Hina and Sakura got to the repository, someone was already inside.
And it could only have been Hifumi, who just finished stashing Taka's body there.
He convinced us all he was dead, and when he saw his chance, he dragged Taka's body to the repository. So, Hifumi wasn't just another victim in this case. He was one of the assailants.
Dun dun dun! Sorry. I really couldn't help myself there.
evidence. He took part in the murders.
I just can't believe it. If you're having trouble, would you like me to show you one more piece of evidence?
There's more?
There's more? Now it sounds like an infomercial.
Oh, absolutely. The single biggest fact pointing to his involvement has yet to be revealed.
Okay, is it working? I think I know what the answer is. Oh, what Hifumi stole.
Shoot! I got it! You're talking about the note Hifumi had hidden away, aren't you?
Hidden note?
That's right. We found it stuffed in his pants.
Gross!
What? In his pants?
Yes, his pants.
Genocide just sounds like she's enjoying all of this. Like, she is way too into this. And that sounds disgusting even when I just said that.
Okay, well, forget about the pants for now. Take a look at what the note says.
How can we forget about the pants when you just explained it? I found a home maybe we could use to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the equipment room at 6 a.m.
Ah, that's the note I was telling you about. The one that told me where to go. Huh? Wait, this one's a little different. In my note it said, Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room at 1 a.m.
I see. Then this note isn't the same one Hiro got.
It's not the same?
In other words, the killer got in touch with another person besides Hiro. And that person could only have been...
Hifumi's pants! That person could only have been Hifumi's pants! You can't... You don't say! That Hifumi's pants killed Taka!
I got it! That's right!
Oh my god, I love this so much! I think we just got a raid message. But I don't want to use it. So, never mind.
The killer used this note to draw out Taka and murder him.
Hello? Over here! Objection! Objection!
How can you deny Taka's... How can you deny Hifumi's pants? Those enormous pants!
I don't really understand what's going on, but Hifumi had that letter, right?
It was in his pants!
So whoever wrote it wasn't drawing out TikTok, they were drawing out Huffy!
Just to be clear, TikTok is Taka and Huffy is Hifumi, right?
Ugh! Yes! Why must you ruin it every time?
Man, Genocide Jack is seriously scary, but still, I can't let her get to me. Oh boy. Do you think the raid message should be Hifumi's pants? Because I'm pretty sure people are going to take that out of context.
Then the person it was intended for must have been happy!
But remember what the note said. What time did it say to meet?
6 a.m., I believe.
The time doesn't matter! The note has nothing to do with TikTok!
No, that's wrong.
Wow, I got on the first try!
No, there absolutely is a connection.
The pants! The pants somehow connect this!
What the hell are you talking about?
The pants!
The note said to meet at 6 a.m., which is the same time Taka was murdered. You've already proven that using his wristwatch. But there's more. Look where the note says to meet. The equipment room, right?
Which is where Taka was killed. I see.
So, Taka was murdered at both the time and place written in the note.
The pants! Oh my god. What have I done?
I think that should be plenty to show that this note was definitely meant for Taka.
Well, when you put it like that...
Anyways, I gotta ask. What does everyone think about using this as a raid message for tonight? Thoughts?
No further objections!
That's a joke. It seems like the idea of using that as a raid message.
Then someone used that note to trick Taka. Just the same as me. The culprit really is a cold-blooded monster. Telling people they found a way out.
But if they gave the note to Taka, what was Hifumi doing with it?
Stuffed down his pants, no less!
Most likely, Hifumi stole it off Taka's corpse after he died.
Huh? He stole it?
Where's your proof? Go ahead, show us.
Proof that Hifumi stole the note from Taka. I know this one.
I got it! When I searched Taka's body, I saw that his lifeless hand was gripping a small scrap of paper. If I'm right about this, the sheet of paper this piece came from is... I knew it! It fits perfectly with the note we found hidden on Hifumi.
Then Taka's scrap and Hifumi's note.
Yup, they're from the same piece of paper.
Hifumi had the note meant for Taka, while Taka's corpse still grasped a small piece of that note. There's only one way to explain it.
The pants!
Taka died clutching the note. Hifumi tried to free the note from his death grip, leaving behind only one small scrap.
It was in his pants.
Did I get all that right?
That means Hifumi knew the note was important.
Exactly. Which proves that he was an accomplice in the murder.
Whoa. Yeah. After seeing all this, Hifumi was super involved in this whole thing for sure. In fact, he was behind the whole thing. In fact, he's still alive!
Hero? He's not alive. We kinda proved that already.
Sorry, no. When we found him in the repository, Hifumi was truly and completely dead. The second body discovery announcement proves that.
So then, who killed Hifumi?
Whoever did is the mastermind, the true killer.
He was killed in the repository. So he must have been killed not long after transporting Taka's body.
So, he must have been killed after Taka's body vanished, but before we found both bodies in the repository.
During that time, we'd all split up and were searching for Taka's missing body. In other words, during that time, none of us have alibis.
Wait, but me and Sakura were together.
Stop trying to steal the spotlight, you stupid walrus!
Who are you calling
Well. That got dark.
Anyway, when they were killed bothers me too. But there's something that's been bothering me even more.
And what might that be?
The weapon they used to kill Hifumi.
The weapon?
Yeah, because I mean, according to the Monokuma file, the way Taka and Hifumi were killed was almost the same, with them having similar fractures and all. But Justice Hammer 3 and 4 were still laying around in the nurse's office and equipment room, right? So if Hifumi was killed in the repository, the culprit would have had to grab one of the hammers, kill Hifumi, then put the hammer back where they found it. But wouldn't that be seriously risky for him?
I'm surprised. It seems there's some semblance of a brain knocking around that skull of yours after all.
Hey!
Hell yeah, it's packed in there good and tight.
He's right, though. I don't understand it either. The Monokuma file makes it clear that they were killed using similar instruments. But if the hammers were already laying around those other rooms...
So the question is, how could the culprit have gotten their hands on either of the hammers? Personally, I haven't a clue.
So which hammer was used to attack Celeste? Number 1 or number 2?
Those were accounted for in other rooms too. And I don't think either one is big enough to kill someone.
Then,
Is it not possible they used a different weapon?
I don't think it is possible. They were both killed with the same kind of thing, right?
So then, what was used to kill Hifumi?
The weapon that was actually used to kill Hifumi. The picture surrounding this case won't become clear until we figure that out. Somehow I have to find the truth. It was a spotless hammer.
What was used to kill Hifumi? Was it Justice Hammer 3? Maybe Justice Hammer 4?
Well, whatever it was, there's one thing we have to figure out. How was the culprit able to move around so freely with the weapon? How did nobody witness them carrying it?
sounds like a Justice Hammer 5 is about to make its appearance!
Shoot!
What was used wasn't just maybe Justice. Well, there's one. How was the culprit able to move around? How did nobody witness them carrying it? Sounds like a Justice Hammer 5 is about to make its appearance! Check out murdergear.com/hammertime for more info.
Well, one thing seems pretty clear. The murder weapon had to be one of the Justice...
No, that's wrong.
I apologize for me getting trigger happy. It's just the force of habit.
The murder weapon wasn't a Justice Hammer at all. No, it was something completely different.
But, seriously? A different weapon?
Well, it was a similar weapon, but...
Specifically, a hammer from the repository. The killer could have easily used that to kill Hifumi. Now, all the hammers in the repository were covered in flecks of grit and debris. But for some reason, one of them had been scrubbed clean.
Huh?
And the reason it had been scrubbed clean was most likely because it was used to commit murder. If the hammer got covered in Hifumi's blood, of course they'd have to clean it off. I'd also like to point out that the repository has all kinds of hammers. Big ones, small ones, and even some flat mallet-like ones.
The URL actually takes you to a zombie-themed website. I'm not gonna look it up.
I think whoever made the Justice Hammers used those as a basis for their design.
If that's true, that would explain the Monokuma file's note about the wounds being similar.
I want 2D brains.
So Hifumi moved Taka's body to the repository, where someone then used a hammer to kill him.
And whoever did that is the true killer. The one Hifumi was working with. And the one who betrayed him.
Hold on a moment. I still think it's strange to assume someone was working together with him. The way the graduation rule works, there is no benefit to helping someone else carry out a murder. So the idea that anyone would work together like that is simply ludicrous. We talked about this, did we not?
We did talk about how there wouldn't be any reason for anyone to work together. At least that's what we thought at first, but...
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person is complicit in the murder, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive. Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that two people work together on this.
That is how the rule was explained to us.
But that only really applies if there's one murder, right? In this case, however, there were two murders.
Based on the rules that have been, even if more than one, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate, assuming the rule holds true. It is simply...
That is how...
But that only really applies if there's one murder. In this case, however, there were two murders.
Based on the rules that even if more than one person, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive. Assuming the rule holds true.
No, it's wrong.
Got it.
Since there were two murders, it's at least plausible that more than one person was involved.
What do you mean?
If there'd only been one murder, then yes, the idea of an accomplice isn't really worth considering. Naturally, if only one person can be saved per murder, an accomplice has no risk versus reward benefit.
Risk versus reward benefit?
The payoff for working together. The reward that balances out the risk of taking part in a scheme. There's no point in being someone's accomplice if there's no benefit to you. However, if there were some potential mutual reward for the risk, then cooperation becomes possible.
You're saying that two people could act as each other's accomplices to commit two separate murders.
I think that's what the true killer told Hifumi. They would each have an accomplice for their crime. And based on the case's events, Hifumi would have been the first one to act, murdering Taka. They made him carry out the first murder so he couldn't back out of helping them later on.
So in this case, there wasn't one single person committing multiple murders. Instead, each person killed someone, creating two separate incidents. And it only looked like one person because that's how the true killer designed it to look. A single suspicious individual, a similar weapon used in each crime, disappearing bodies. By creating one seamless set of circumstances, they made it look like one person was behind it all.
The mastermind picked their target and managed to convince him to go along with their plan. And then, to avoid the no accomplices rule, they simply killed their accomplice. Which, if true, means that betraying Hifumi was part of the plan from the very beginning.
That's just awful. How could anyone be so cruel?
You think so? I can't help but admire its cunning. Still, their choice of accomplice seems odd.
The effort made to convince us the two murderers were the same. That was the main characteristic this time. Kyoko must have noticed the fact from the very beginning. Which is why she said not to look at this as a series of connected events, but entirely separate incidents. Kyoko really is amazing, although, when you think about it, she's almost too amazing. Like, it's almost unnatural how good she is at this.
I understand how an accomplice could be involved. But then, who was the one pulling Hifumi's strings?
That's problem numero uno right now.
The true killer manipulated Hifumi to carry out a number of actions, and in the end, murdered him. In the debates up to now, the way the case has unfolded, when you consider all that, there's really only one person who seems to fit.
Here's my answer. It was Celeste.
Ah, so I'm the suspicious individual now, am I? I really do hate this kind of joke.
A joke? I wonder.
So what you are saying, then, is that I specifically chose to work together with Hifumi. The idea that I would choose to spend any amount of time interacting with him, that I would go within 10 feet of that shit for brains, that lazy, worthless goddamn idiot!
She's losing the accent.
Pardonnez-moi.
Just to be clear, there is evidence to support it.
Is that so?
Is there?
It is. Throughout the investigation, there was certain behavior that was common only to the two of you. Considering what we've learned so far, it only further proves that the two of you were working together.
What was it that only Hifumi and Celeste had in common? It was the pants! Well, it's true that both of them did a lot of screaming, but I don't think that's it.
Shoot! I got it! The behavior they had in common has to do with the suspicious individual in the suit, doesn't it? The only ones who ever actually saw Robo-Justice firsthand were Celeste and Hifumi.
Shush. The adults are talking now.
You're like 17!
Sorry.
As he said, only Celeste and Hifumi ever laid eyes on the costumed individual. If we accept that Hifumi was one of the culprits, we can't help but suspect what Celeste has said as well.
Are you saying everything they told us was a lie?
After taking Hifumi to the nurse's office, we all began our search for this individual, correct? And not too long after that, do you remember what Celeste said?
I saw a shadow. Something moving around as he toppers the stairs.
We headed to the second floor specifically because of what she claimed to have seen. Next, to draw us all to the physics lab up on the third floor.
Oh my god, Celestia looks like she's just traumatized, like, oh god.
She let out a blood-curdling scream.
And when we'd all come to see what was wrong, what was it she said?
Celeste, what's wrong?
That was a rather intense scream for someone like you.
I saw him. This strange costume man. He ran out as soon as I screamed. I was blocking the stairs, so she headed further down into the hallway and disappeared.
Once she'd done her job of getting us all up to the physics lab, it was time for her partner to get to work.
Huh?
Oh, what was that? That came from downstairs. It must have been
Hifumi!
He's in the nurse's office. This is bad. Come on, we have to go back.
It was to get us to divide into two groups, so that we would discover both bodies at the same time?
In fact, Celeste was precisely the one who proposed that we split up.
Then why don't we split into two groups?
I'll lead the hunting party. That's much more interesting.
Very well. Then Makoto and Hina, you come with me to the nurse's office. I will leave the capture to the suspicious individual to Tokyo, Byakuya, and Sakura.
Well, if Celeste and Hifumi were working together, all those chance events suddenly become connected. And on top of that, that piercing cry of yours early on. That was to signal Hifumi, wasn't it? It was your way of telling him, we're on the third floor, everything's going according to plan. Why else would you let out a scream that could have carried across the sea?
I just realized another strange thing. When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, who we now know was only pretending to be dead.
I suddenly was not expecting this. I did not imagine that Hifumi would be murdered.
Celeste, You were the first one to say he'd been murdered. You wanted to make sure we wouldn't have any doubt in our minds.
I don't believe it. Everything, the whole thing was one big act.
Hina, you were with Celeste when Hifumi's body disappeared, right?
Yeah. I was feeling kind of sick, so Celeste took me to the bathroom. Wait! Then that was...
She wasn't worried about you. She just saw a chance to help Hifumi sneak out of the nurse's office.
Each piece isn't much by itself, but start putting them together and the picture gets very ugly indeed. Wouldn't you agree, Celeste?
I have no idea what you mean.
Don't bother trying to deny it. You made one fatal mistake.
Oh, did I?
I didn't even catch it myself when you first said it, but looking back, I can say that that one little slip-up was your undoing.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about what you said after Hifumi's body disappeared and we returned to the nurse's office.
They must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened or confused. We're all going to die here. We're all going to die. Just like those guys died.
I remember her saying that too, but I don't understand what's so strange about it.
Then pay attention. Sakura, Toko, and I were first to discover Taka's body in the equipment room. Then Makoto showed up and told us Hifumi had been killed. So Sakura and I left with Makoto. Once we were in the hall, we ran into Celeste, and the four of us headed to the nurse's office. Now, the entire time we were together, none of us said anything about Taka being dead. Think about it. Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. It was completely out of place.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about. Although I don't really get what it means.
You hear that, Celeste? Everyone's having some trouble understanding. Could you repeat what you said? If you're really not the culprit, you shouldn't have any problem repeating it, right?
Bianchi has said that Celeste's comment doesn't make any sense. But what is he alluding to?
They must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like those guys died. And that is all I said.
And that's all it takes to finish this. It's obvious, isn't it? What was so strange about Celeste's comment?
No, that wasn't it.
Shoot!
All I said was they must really enjoying the sight of us. They must be. We are going to die, just like those guys died. And that is all.
And that's all it takes. What was so strange about Celeste's comment?
All I said was they must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened.
No, I had it.
Confused.
Shoot!
All I said, they must really enjoying
Come on.
the sight of us. They must be. We are going to die. And that is all.
And that's all it takes. What was so strange about Celeste's comment?
Those guys. I'm honestly confused here.
What was strange about that? Although it's so strange. Oh, I get it now.
All I said, they must really
Normally
enjoy
I-
the sight of us. They must be. We are all going to.
Normally
we're
be
going
mad
to
and then just thinking about the backseat,
That's
but
all it takes to fit. What was so strange about Celeste's comment?
is it like those guys?
All I said, they must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened that they must be positively ill. We are all going to die here. We are going to die. Just like the...
It is!
No, that's wrong.
That was too close.
That's right. There's no reason Celeste should have said, just like those guys died. When she said that, none of us had told her Taka was dead.
Exactly. And we didn't run into her until after we were all out in the hall. So there was never any chance for her to have seen his body in the equipment room for herself.
So how did you know, Celeste? How did you know more than one person had been killed? And how did you know they were both guys? Because Kyoko had also disappeared, right? So she could have been dead too.
I don't really see Kyoko dying, honestly. She could live.
You all have such vivid imaginations. You know that?
Imaginations?
You claim that I was lying when I told you about the suspicious person I saw. Then what about the picture I took? How do you explain this picture of the costumed villain dragging Hifumi away?
It has to be some kind of setup, right? So let's put the suit on, and then she used the camera's timer to set up the picture.
No, I don't think that's possible.
Have you so quickly forgotten? You are the only one who could have possibly fit into that suit. Plus, I happen to know that this particular camera does not have a timer. In other words, it is an unassailable fact that this is a picture of Hifumi being dragged away. If everything I told you was a lie, how can this picture exist?
Simple. Are we sure that's really a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away?
What could you possibly mean by that?
Well, she could mean that it could be just Yasuhiro waking up, trying to get Hifumi's attention, and Hifumi is screaming.
Surely there are other explanations than the one you've offered up.
No, there is no other explanation.
Of course there is, I just gave one. Other explanations. If it wasn't a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away, the only other possibility is Hifumi and the suspect are dancing. No, that's not it. And I just lost my heart. Wait, maybe they were dancing.
I refuse to give up yet.
Maybe they were dancing.
That's right. Shoot!
Guess not. Maybe they're not dancing.
I got it! It's not a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away. I would say it's a picture of Hifumi dragging the suspect away.
That's certainly within the realm of possibility. The one being dragged off in that picture isn't Hifumi, but the person in the robot suit. We've simply been led to believe that it's the other way around. And the strange costume might only exist to lead us astray even farther. If you saw someone wearing something like that in this situation, of course you'd notice and be suspicious.
That's what happened! You put me to sleep and made me out to be the bad guy in all this!
Such a thing is utterly impossible.
You can drop the Japanese accent, Celeste.
Hifumi was dragging him away? Ridiculous.
Is it? I don't think it's ridiculous at all.
Then shut your mouth and allow me to educate you.
Celeste thinks she can prove that there's no way Hifumi was dragging the suspect away. But is that really possible?
You dressed me up in that suit after I passed out! Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight!
No way, I was reading it.
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand up straight like that.
No, that's wrong. No. Even if the person inside the suit were unconscious, they could still stand up like that. Because that Robo-Justice suit had a certain characteristic.
Seriously, doesn't it really look smug?
That's right! They totally made a mistake when they made it, so it couldn't bend at the waist.
I'm not so sure that was a mistake. I think the suit was designed from the beginning to be used the way it was.
Celeste and Hifumi took the suit they'd specially designed and stuffed Hiro into it. That's how they were able to fake that whole thing. The point of it all was to make us believe whoever was in the suit was to blame.
Well then, I suppose this is checkmate.
Checkmate?
I think she's cracked.
Don't make me laugh, you idiot! What do you mean, checkmate?
Celeste?
Clearly, you want to cram me into your little guilty box. Well, there's one little problem.
Have you already forgotten what Hifumi told us as he lay dying?
Hey, Hifumi, who was it? Who attacked you? Who tried to kill you?
Who killed me?
That's right.
Wait,
That's right, I remember their name. Yasuhiro.
When we asked him who had attacked him, his answer was quite clear, was it not? He said, and I quote, Yasuhiro.
In other words, Yasuhiro Hagakure!
Right! But my name isn't really Yasuhiro! It's actually Taro!
Your confusing statements don't make any sense. You're only making things more complicated.
He did say Yasuhiro, but are we sure he was really pointing the finger at Hiro?
What the hell are you talking about? I'll burn you alive!
Kyoko, what do you mean by that?
Think back to how Hifumi used to talk to us. How did he refer to each of us?
I got it! That's right! Our last names! He called us all by our last names!
Exactly. I know I heard him say Mr. Naegi more than once, for example.
Yeah, can we get like a supercut of that?
So if Hifumi did mean to say Hiro's name, he would have said his last name, Agakure.
I'm sure it was just incidental. By chance, his first name.
You can drop it, Celeste. We got you.
Indecent?
Don't talk.
Random chance. Now isn't that a convenient explanation? No. There's no reason to think he would have said the name any different than normal.
Ooh, yeah.
But he must have run out of energy before he could say any more.
So Hifumi was trying to tell us the last name of whoever killed him?
But the name he said doesn't apply to anyone here.
Well, no. Hold on. There's one person it could apply to, and that's Celeste. She never actually told us what her real name is.
What did you just say? To think you'd take your false accusation so far, I don't know whether to laugh or spit!
Okay, Miss Ludenberg, what do you have to say for yourself?
Come on! Enough with your idiotic blather! Yasuhiro is a loser's name! Do I look like a loser to you?
You don't want me to answer that.
Well, do I? What? I think I've earned the right to be a little on edge.
Okay, then fill us in. What's your real name?
Okay. It's like...
Make sure your ear holes are wide open and listen up! My real name is Celestia Ludenberg. Could you please stop making me repeat myself over and over again?
Now you see why I gave her a German accent? Ludenberg sounds like a German last name. Celeste still won't give up. So then, I have to do something to make her accept it. Luden. Hifumi was trying to tell us something.
He wanted us to know the killer's last name, Yasuhiro.
If there's one person here who might have that last name...
It would have to be you, Celeste. You haven't told anyone what your real name is.
How many times do I have to tell you? My name is... Celestia Ludenberg, god damn it!
It's upside down.
How long do you plan to go on pretending?
I'm not pretending. It's the truth. And since you have no way to contradict me, that's the only truth there is! Moron!
Hifumi was trying to tell us something. He wanted us to know the killer's last name, Yasuhiro.
If there's one person here who might have that last name...
The handbook. That has to be it.
It would have to be you, Celeste.
How many times? Celestia Ludenberg!
How long do you plan to go on pretending?
I'm not pretending. It's the truth. And since you have no way to contradict...
No, that's wrong. That's it. The handbook.
What?
Anytime you turn your handbook on, it shows the owner's name when it boots up, right? Monokuma told us all about it before.
This handbook is absolutely vital to the healthy school life, so don't lose it. When you start, it will display your name. Always make sure you have the right one. Now,
This is not your everyday notebook. It has so many more uses than that.
So all we have to do is check her handbook, and that'll clear up everything. That's how we can find out Celeste's real name.
That's an invasion of privacy. I refuse to cooperate.
Celeste, can you please just tell us what really happened? Please, just tell us.
Even when I'm put in check, it's just my nature not to give up. Because until the game's over, you never know what might happen.
Fine then. Let me settle it. Let me go over the case again, from the beginning, and shed light on all your crimes.
Oh boy.
And that'll bring everything to an end.
I might need help on this. Okay, let's see if this works. All right. Pages 6, 7, 9, and supposedly 10. It's the only one that seems like it could fit.
Here's exactly what happened.
Let's see if I got this right.
Before anything, the killer persuaded someone to help carry out the murder. And that person was... Hifumi. With an accomplice, the killer was able to execute a number of otherwise impossible schemes. First, they convinced someone to meet them in the rec room last night at 1 in the morning. That someone they met with was Hiro. The murderous duo intended to pass Hiro off as the prime suspect. They drugged him, knocked him out, and stuffed him into the Robo-Justice suit. Next, Hifumi positioned himself to make it look like Robo-Justice was attacking him, while the killer used a digital camera to take pictures of the assault. They did all this just to create evidence that would put the suspicion on Hiro. When they were done with him, they shoved him, still unconscious, into the pool room locker. And then finally, at 6 a.m., they moved into the murder phase of their plan. They called Taka to the equipment room. And that's where Hifumi killed him, making it the scene of the first murder. The murder weapon was Justice Hammer 4, which was left there in the equipment room. The reason Hammer number 4 was used was to create confusion about the order of the crimes. So, next they falsified 2 more assault incidents. For these attacks, the killers pretended to be the victims to solidify Robo-Justice as the suspect. The first fake incident was the attack in the rec room. There, the killers wanted us to see Justice Hammer 1 and the Robo-Justice pictures they'd taken. They wanted to make sure we bought the surprise attack story. The second fake incident was the attack in the library. This time, they planted Justice Hammer 2 and an injured Hifumi. With these 2 incidents, the killers were able to create a certain preconception in our minds that the suspect was increasing the size of the hammers and attacking people in order as they did. We fell right into their trap and started looking for the suspect based on that. But while we did that, we left Hifumi alone in the nurse's office. This was exactly what Hifumi was hoping for. He took a blood packet from the refrigerator and Justice Hammer 3 and turned the room into a crime scene in which he himself had apparently been brutally murdered. He let out a scream to draw us back, and when we returned, that's what we found. Meanwhile, the other group that had been out searching found Taka's body at the same time. So when we heard the body discovery announcement, we naturally assumed it was for Hifumi. We left the nurse's office, and Hifumi once again took advantage of the situation. He simply got up and made his escape. When we learned his body had disappeared, we all rushed back to the nurse's office. And once again, Hifumi had the chance he was waiting for. This time, he snuck into the equipment room. He wrapped Taka's body in a tarp and used the dolly to move it all the way down to the repository.
Did I get the whole thing right?
That explains how each of the bodies disappeared. But even Hifumi didn't know what the true killer had in mind for their final act.
I got one right!
All along was to kill Hifumi and get rid of the one person who could betray them.
I got all right! Cat Hifumi!
And they did it using an ordinary, everyday hammer from the repository. That should cover everything that happened in this case. And the villain behind it all is...
I can't believe I got the whole thing right in one go!
Celeste. Sorry, you lose.
Normally I would have screwed this up, but apparently I was actually paying attention this time.
I lost? When was the last time I was forced to utter such words? They hang heavy around my neck.
Then you admit it? You're the killer?
Listen to you, trying to take charge, as if you're my private instructor. I, Celestia Ludenberg. Actually, no. Taiko Yasuhiro is fine.
Taiko?
So, you finally accepted it.
I'm the kind of person, once I've lost, I don't like things to drag on.
Mamu? Who's that?
Interesting.
I can't believe I got that last one right. Got a lot of mono coins for that. One of the super duper... Oh, of course. Maz, if I watch that, I want you to slap me. Still, I'm surprised I got the closing argument done on the first try. Normally I would have screwed it up at the last possible moment. But no. The first time I got it right, and it was when Taka and Hifumi died. If I had co-coms in this and I played Leon, Mondo, Hifumi, and Taka, I wouldn't have any characters left.
Okay, Monokuma. I'm ready to begin. Or, no. I suppose this is the end, isn't it?
It is indeed the moment we've all been waiting for. Time to vote, okay? Okay. If you would, please locate your lever and cast your vote. And when the votes are tallied, who will become the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Me? Sorry, I had to make a Nintendo Capri Sun reference. Say it with me, everyone! I won the lottery!
What?
It's basically formality at this point, but once again, you're totally correct. The blackened this time, the true killer who devised the whole sticking scheme was... Celestia Lunenberg! Or more precisely, Taiko Yasuhiro.
Honestly.
I lost. Well, that sucks. I guess trying to work with someone else was a mistake after all. Hifumi's ineptitude was beyond all my calculations.
I knew it.
So you really did approach Hifumi with this plan. But how did you get him to agree? I can't imagine he would have happily agreed to commit murder.
I'm sure he relied on her specialty, lying.
My specialty? Don't make me laugh. I didn't have to lie to get him to agree.
So then,
Then did you use, you know?
I knew you figured it out, Kyoko. You're absolutely right. To get it for me to act as my accomplice, I used her. For everyone who's still left, I'll avoid mentioning it by name, but it was the one thing Hifumi and Taka were both super into.
Alter ego? I mean, they were both fond of her.
Does she mean... She's talking about alter ego?
Yeah, see, even I got it.
Say what?
What? What are you talking about?
just a second.
Don't interrupt. We're in the middle of a very important conversation here. I'm totally out of the loop, as usual. How sad.
In other words,
And you're the one that stole it?
Indeed.
That's right.
I see.
And you used it to drag Hifumi into the plan you'd come up with. Right again. Last night, after we had our meeting about how it had disappeared, I paid Hifumi a little visit. What are you doing here?
Actually,
I was hoping I could talk to you, alone. It is about what was stolen. I know who did it.
what? Are you okay with this?
It was Taka. He stole it.
So
And I
then,
have proof. Would you like to see it? As it turned out, I found the use for the digital camera. I'd taken you-know-what to Taka's room earlier and took pictures of it there. I took the pictures as soon as I showed it to Hifumi, of course.
Damnation!
It was him. But how'd he do it? He was supposed to yell at me whenever I got close to her. You're correct. This is why Taka forced me to steal it.
Say what?
as for me,
Please forgive me. He threatened me.
Oh,
He did?
as for me,
He came in my room last night unannounced, and then it's hard for me to even say. He abused me.
what?
Wait, let me check and see if I missed anything.
And he took pictures. He said if I did not do as he asked, he would show them to everyone. So I had no choice.
Damnation!
That's a crime. An absolute crime. I knew he'd gone a little crazy, but
Say what?
I never imagined you would go that far. It was amazing how completely he bought it. I can't express how enjoyable this was. I'm able to say something I've never said before in my life.
Completely unforgivable!
I'm going to kill him. I'm going to freaking kill him.
most unfortunate.
Wait, please. If you go now, you will be playing right into his hands.
Actually,
Taka is planning to use her to escape. And he has made you his target.
What?
Escape? You don't mean... Taka is going to try to kill you.
indeed.
And also he can keep her to himself.
This is unforgivable.
Jerk.
Honestly,
Can we allow him to...
There's a 2 that's missing.
Can we allow him to continue with these barbaric acts?
This or these?
With these barbaric acts? Absolutely not. How could I? She...
I swear, I will save her!
actually,
Then, would you like to join me with you? Would you like to join with me? It just so happens I have come up with a plan. I have decided a way to reclaim what he has stolen and escape this dreadful school. and escape this dreadful school. And with that, it is complete. Huh? What are you talking about? Oh, nothing.
I apologize if I offend anyone with my German accent. I'm not German, I'm American. But Ludenberg sounded German, so I had to make it sound appropriate.
Fumi agreed without a second thought. The effect that item had on him was remarkable. The power of love, even a love as twisted as that, can still drive people mad, it would seem.
You disgust me.
I see.
I have another question for you. Was that strange costume Fumi's creation?
Indeed.
Yes, it was a real pain in the butt, too. Yeah, it was a pain in the butt, too. All I asked him to do was make something to hide the face and general body size. I had no idea he'd make something like that. But it's my fault for picking him in the first place.
But...
So, why did you decide to make me the suspect?
Because you're stupid.
That's it?
Let's see.
And in that regard, I made the right choice. I'm so glad your stupidity surpassed my every expectation. Surpassed my every expectation. Life must have been tough on your parents, though.
I feel like I could cry.
Well,
But when you were explaining your plan to Ifumi, how did you explain the part about him playing dead?
What she's asking is, what was Ifumi supposed to do after that? Assuming you had actually let him live.
Are you okay with this?
That's simple. After he did his part and pretended to be dead, when someone showed up, I told him to say he'd been seriously wounded. He was on the stage. He was on the verge of death, but he just barely held on. Oh, he really believed that? Well, of course. That wasn't all there was to it. As I explained to Ifumi, the plan was, while you were all questioning him about what had happened to him, I was going to murder someone else. At that point, Ifumi went at the alibi, so nobody could doubt him. I told him that, and he believed it.
It all seemed very straightforward, stereotypical. This coming from someone who's giving everybody stereotypical accents here.
I just matched the lie with the level of the opponent. In fact, Ifumi ate it up. He believed the lie wholeheartedly, right up until the moment of his death.
so in the end...
So you had planned to kill him all along.
But of course, there would have been no point to my plan if the one who pretended to be dead did not end up dead himself.
What the heck?
How can human life mean so little to you?
Well,
That's a non-issue. I simply did everything in my power to win.
Don't be mean!
Now you sound like Byakuya. Only pretending to be German instead of trying to sound British.
I wonder about that.
No, he derives his pleasure from the thrills of the hunt. In that respect, we are nothing alike.
Why?
Then, what made you take things this far?
what the heck?
Was it really just for money? Are you talking about the $10 million, which should be yen, Monokuma offered us? That is a lot of money, it's true. But that's not all there is to it. From the moment our new life here began, I always thought I'd been safe.
But all along you've been saying how we have to accept living here.
You little
Obviously, that was a lie.
Hey!
I couldn't take it. I hated it from day one. More than anyone here and anyone else in here.
You little
I wouldn't get out. Every day it was fresh torture. And do you want to know why? Huh?
This is fine.
Because I had a dream. and accepting a life here would have meant nothing than giving up on my dream forever.
Honestly.
And there was no way that I could do that. In the underground world of gambling. It's really late. In the underground world of gambling, I risked my life to make a metaphorical killing.
As for me,
And it was all for that dream. And what was this dream of yours?
isn't it wonderful?
To live in a European castle. A castle? My throat. And I gather handsome men from all over the world to serve as my butlers/bodyguards. I was going to make these dress up like vampires and satisfy my every need. So, were you a fan of Twilight? You know, one of the most very ridiculed books of all time. That became one of the most ridiculed movies of all time. Once I attained that, I would have created a perfectly aesthetic world. Residence.
This is fine.
Living the rest of my life, that was my only dream, my only goal. That's what life is all about. Combined with my own winnings, Monaco's $10 million would have made that dream a reality. I got right to the edge, but
there is nothing to be
unfortunately
done.
my dream had been scattered to the wind. Did I say it right? Yeah. Still, I don't have any regrets. I pursued my dreams to the very end. So why would I?
Just the worst.
You sound so passionate, but you're really able to kill your own friends for it?
Oh.
Are you asking me for, to feel guilty? That's a pointless endeavor. I think nothing of sacrifice other than of my own ends. I feel nothing.
Do you understand?
That's all there is to me. That's what makes me complete. Isn't it terrifying how different our values are? There's simply no room for understanding.
What is this?
That's what we should be saying. And plus, how could you be so calm? Don't you realize you're about to die? Why are you scared? My ability to lie is unraveled, and I take pride in that. It's not just other people. I can even fool my own emotions. The conscious sees the unconscious. And that's why you're not scared?
Yes, indeed.
That's right. I don't fear death. Kill me however you like. But you know, if I could be reincarnated, if I had a choice, then...
Isn't it wonderful?
I think I would like to come back as Marie Antoinette.
Hey.
You just get executed again.
Celeste smiled then, and when she did, it looked to me like a poor effort to force it. She claimed she could fool her own feelings, but that statement itself must have been her final lie, and that weak, fake smile is what betrayed her.
Thrills, chills, kills!
You all done? Okay, then let's get rolling. The blackened is stood the piece and must pay the price.
Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment.
For her, the ultimate gambler.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
I guess I'll let Kyoko hold on to this. What?
This is...
Will it really give you the hope you're looking for? I can't say I ever saw it that way. Which is why... Actually, it's not important. Well then... Take care, everyone. Perhaps we'll meet again. In another life.
Oh boy.
The burning of the Vessel's witches.
Did not pronounce that word, I'm sorry. Versailles? She's being burned like the witches in the 1600s. And doth them make it a tasty treat.
Oh, you're not gonna get away that easily. I brought a fire truck to ride you over. Fire in the hole! And out of it! There we go. There goes the fire.
Fire Dogs 3. What, like Ren and Stimpy being Fire Dogs again and Monokuma takes over? It's over. The third execution is over. Celeste's death is over. Celeste killed my friends. And I can't pity her, but I also can't deny that at one point I considered her a friend too. And for them to just come along and...
Isn't it just awful? Someone couldn't cut free of their regrets from the outside world, and so more people had to die.
Extreme!
You guys are all still young. You need to place more value on your lives.
That and Bakshi.
What are you gonna do?
Jeez, and here I thought you guys were gonna pass the torch of hope to the next generation.
Let me out of here!
Well, what do you care? What do I care about hope? I'll throw it into the trash if you just let me get out of here.
Too bad.
You're all the embodiments of hope. Whether you like it or not. And it's my destiny to knock you down one by one. It's sad, yes it is. But that reality just can't be avoided. Don't talk like you're not responsible. How long are you gonna make us keep going through this? What do you want from us?
How strange.
Yeah, I'm so sick of people asking me that. Give it a rest already. So anyways, I started blasting. Kyoko, did I see you get some kind of key type object from Celeste?
Hey!
So, what's the deal with that?
What?
Huh? What's the matter?
So then,
I'll answer your question if you answer mine.
you...
Yeah. What did you do? What did you do to me?
Ooh.
What?
Hey,
Answer me. What did you do to my body?
Ooh. How exciting.
Oh man, oh jeez. What do you mean, what did I do? I have no idea. I don't know anything about it. What was that just now? The mastermind did something to Kyoko's body. What does that mean?
Hello.
Okay, things are getting kinda awkward. I think it's about time I got out of here.
Well?
Meanwhile, you guys can go and enjoy your school life. If you get lonely, give me a shout. Not that I'll do anything about it, of course.
See ya later!
See ya!
Monokuma disappeared, leaving us all depressed and in despair. Although it wasn't all despair, there was one small hope.
Hey Kyoko, Monokuma and I already mentioned it, but what's the key that Celeste gave you?
so...
Most likely, it's the key to one of the dressing room lockers.
What? then that means...
So it's probably hidden there.
Hey,
I suppose sometimes it's easier to miss what's right beneath your nose. Well then, we better go check.
Indeed.
Good idea. We all left the courtroom and rushed to the dressing room. As we approached the dressing room, Kyoko looked back at us and said,
Hey,
I'm going to go on alone from here. Everyone else head to the dining hall. I'll check in with you later.
What?
Why exactly are you going alone?
so...
Do you even have to ask? As she spoke, she glanced quickly at the surveillance cameras.
Come on.
At least one camera. That's not what I mean. Why you? There's still a risk of a spy, you know. Then I'll go too.
What?
You? Please, let me go. Standing up arguing is just going to draw more attention to us.
Goodbye.
Do whatever you want. Thank you, Byakuya.
well then.
Then it's up to you now.
Yo!
I'm gonna go to the dining hall, okay?
Huh? So Makoto and Kyoko are gonna go together? Does that mean what I think it means?
Okay.
Cause Makoto knows how to figure out a ton of puzzles when you show a little backbone. I tried to forget what Hina said. Everyone headed to the dining hall, leaving me and Kyoko there alone.
Shall we go?
Well, shall we? Yeah.
So then,
We need to get into that locker. Kyoko took the keys Celeste had given her and unlocked the locker. And as the locker swung open, we saw...
You really came.
Good morning. It's been a while, hasn't it? It's safe. Thank you. Thank goodness. I never heard Kyoko sound so relieved. It was like she was speaking from the bottom of her heart. I just did what Celeste asked. I didn't say a word. I stayed quiet the entire time. Oh, and I think I might be able to open the last set of files soon. Maybe as early as tomorrow. I'm doing my best, so please wait just a little longer. So, now we can officially say the case is closed. As long as this incident is concerned, sure, but can we take a second since we have this opportunity? I want you to be honest with me. Kyoko, please tell me, what are you trying to do on your own here at the school? Is that why you wanted to come here with me?
however...
Regardless, that's not something you need to know right now. I don't need to know. It just makes me even more worried.
What?
Worried? Like what happened during the investigation this time. You disappeared and we didn't see you again. Without warning, without explanation, without water, oh god. When you do that,
Indeed.
it's only natural that they think I'm the mastermind spy, right? And you too. No! I believe in you.
What?
You believe in me? Isn't it obvious? People believe in their friends, right? That's why I want you to tell me. And I want you to believe in me too. Because we're friends. I understand.
It's true.
Then maybe I can believe in you. Just a little bit more. Then...
That's fine.
Fine, I'll tell you. I'll tell you why I've been disappearing and where I've been going. You see... Oh my god. What I heard from Kyoko then was... Well, frankly, it kind of blew my mind. Right after I told Kyoko I believe in her, she told me a story that was, well, almost unbelievable. I decided I had to confirm what she told me with my own 2 eyes. So I waited for nighttime to come. And when it did, I went into action.
Correct.
The boys' bathroom on the second floor doesn't have a surveillance camera on monitoring it. And in that storage closet there, way in the back. She said it was way in the back in the boys' bathroom storage closet, but could Kyoko really be right about this? I'm gonna save there and save it for next week. Because it is late, I need to go to bed, and I am not going to raid anyone tonight. So thank you all for coming, and I'm sorry about the constant changes, i.e. the stream just cutting out midway.